Welcome, sim racing fans, to Wendigo Studios coverage of Area iRacing CNC Truck Series from the iRacing Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. I'm Harold Darner, the producer, Wendigo Studios. With me is Ken Kushwa, the voice of Wendigo Studio. Dylan Young, our pit reporter from Aria iRacing. I'm going to say Aria every season. Area iRacing. And then Dom DeLeo, driver of the Nextel Cup Series, in the booth with us tonight. Guys, we've moved from Bristol dirt and cold to the warm Southern California. How you guys doing tonight?
Well, I would say that that's a much better change. I don't want to be in Bristol and see dirt or anything else anymore, but I'm pumped due to full broadcast booth tonight. I'm not sure I'm going to what to do or what to say, but I got Dom DeLeo. He'll make fun of me, help me get along, and then Dylan's down there talking to drivers who get pissed off when they crash. So, Dom, what do you got tonight?
Like Harold said, beautiful sunny California. Raced last night in the Next Gen Elite Entertainment Cup Series and decided to stay another day, watch some good truck racing. It's been a great season so far for the CNC Logging Truck Series. Had 3 different winners. I'm excited to see what the drivers are able to put on tonight for us. I think it's going to be a great race.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing, too. After what happened with Bristol, short track racing, and dirt, now we're going to California. It's definitely a big change for sure, but I guarantee you, though, I hope these guys are ready for a good show, man, because I'm ready, man. I'm pumped.
All right.
Hey, there's 42 drivers. They ought to be.
Yeah, big field for tonight as we are here at sunny California. The Auto Club Speedway is going to be a perfect weather for racing today. The Auto Club Speedway is located just east of Los Angeles on the side of an old steel mill. The wide 2-mile-long D-shaped oval provides both driver and spectator with a great view of the largest attending sporting event in the state of California. It's 2 miles wide, 3, 4, could even go 5 wide here with these trucks. And it's going to be, it's Auto Club Speedway, but as far as the trucks are concerned, I would almost call this a super speedway, guys. You're not going to have to get on that brake at all. The loud pedal is going to be king tonight.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of braking. I don't see a whole lot of issue there. The only time I would imagine they're ever going to have to let up, and Dom can back this up, is when somebody's in front and they're not going as fast as you are. Other than that, I think you're hammered down.
Yeah, that's what I'm most interested to see tonight is just how much the trucks either stay in a pack, how strong the draft is going to be. I was talking to a couple drivers before the race and not sure how the truck is going to respond in traffic, but that's going to be the biggest thing because if it's pack racing, kind of like what we saw last night with the next gen cars, it makes for some exciting racing, but it also allows for a lot of parity. Last night. No offense to Ed, but he was not the favorite going into that race. So, that's
Wow.
Look, I'm always gonna, Ed knows very well. I'll always support him. Me and him go, Jersey strong, from New Jersey, and I was happy to see him win. But it is what it is. We see a lot of different guys were able to compete last night, and that's what I'm going to be looking for tonight.
Yeah. Yep.
So tonight, we'll bring these guys, as Dom hinted to a little bit earlier, we've had 3 different drivers win on the 3 different types of tracks. We started off with the Super Speedway at Daytona, moved down to the short track racing at Phoenix. Then we decided to throw dirt into the mix at Bristol, and now we're at one of the typical D-shaped racing surfaces that we'll see throughout the season. And let's look at the current point system as we go into week 4. So this is the end of week 3. 2 drivers locked in: Shane Wolf and Ryan Hartz with wins. Brad Slaughter, Paul Urban, Cliff Mullins, Moore, Fambro, Giglio, Hawkins, Newton, Hallman, and Litzenberger are all in above the cut line. And then you got Grant, Horn, Cochran, Collier, Neiman, Trader, Anasoga, and Jacob Bell, all in the top 20. But from the driver's perspective, Dom, last season we saw all the way up until the cut race, guys fighting to get in and to stay in.
Yeah, and it's early, but these points mean a lot. You can pad your cushion, you can kind of make it so you're kind of hanging around there at the end. I do want to note though, for all the Cameron Hearn fans out there, you're maybe wondering why he's not locked in, even though he won at Phoenix. There are 2 criteria that drivers have to meet if they do get a win to lock themselves into the playoffs. And one, you have to race 10 out of 12 races, so that really doesn't come into play right now. And number two, you have to be top 20 in points. So you can't just, win the 12th race of the regular season in Talladega and, be the 34th driver all season long and make it into the playoffs. So, if Cameron Hearn fans are wondering if he got suspended maybe for the playoffs, that wasn't the case, not yet. I'm just kidding, Cameron. But it's just because he's not in the top 20 in points. And if you're Cameron, if you're a Hearn fan, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the top 20.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Especially as we saw all last year, this is the kind of track that Hearn excels at. And
Heck yeah! The last thing you want to do is start panicking now, because that dude is, he's going to bring it every night. He just got caught up in some stuff early on, but he is gangster. We all know he is, so he'll be there. But I kind of look forward to just seeing how he's going to run the rest of the year as well. He'll certainly have the amount of races that you need, but eventually it won't be long before he has the points as well. So
yeah, I mean, we saw Hearn and Slaughter tracks similar to this kind of building out a couple of podcasts that we were doing last year when I was able to come. Guys, that's kind of been the 1-2 punch all the way through the Truck Series in season one. I think this is when you start to see, Daytona's a race that can go many which way just with the draft. Yep. Bristol Dirt was a crapshoot. Now we're getting to the races where kind of the drivers who excel at this 1.5 mile, 2 mile type of track really start to excel.
Yep. Well, the bettings begin too there, Dom. So
yeah, so a new feature on a Twitch stream for Area this year. You can bet a certain amount of points on any team to win the race, and as we see how pulling up the Truck Series standings here. Elite Entertainment Gaming with the lead, 225 points. So if you wanted to bet Elite Entertainment Gaming to win, that includes Cameron Hearn, it includes James Shane Wolf. The way that the point series, the point standings work, teams have 4 drivers racing. The top 2 finishers count for points. So that's why you see Elite Entertainment sitting at the top of the standings because Shane Wolf got the win at Daytona, even though Hearn didn't finish in the top 30. Other guys are able to kind of put that points up. And so if you want to bet, and you can bet, see it right there on the right side of your screen if you're watching the Twitch channel, you just hit ! Bet, then bet on any one of those teams. Elite Entertainment, Transcendent, David Weishart, even Jacob Bell Racing. I'm expecting a lot more from them this year, but they sit in last place. But it's early, but that's another fun thing that we're doing here at Area this year, and you can bet.
One added note, you can also bet for non-team, which means any driver not associated with the team.
Shocking. It's shocking that some guy named Elwood bet on Elwood. How about that? That never happened.
I believe Ryan Hartz, if I remember right, is not affiliated with anybody.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure that's true. So maybe
I'm going to tell you what, folks. That wouldn't be a bad one to go after if you wanted to.
No, he's with JBR, so I'm trying to think.
Never mind.
There's someone else that was not that somebody picked. Maybe Hartz is in another series, is not JBR. I can't remember exactly, but somebody had picked that person. So
if you're looking at points, the highest points driver that's not affiliated with the team is Cliff Mullins.
Cliff Mullins. There you go. See, he's got it already. Wow.
So Cliff Mullins, Blake Giglio, Quinn Newton, all in the top 10 in points, and all unaffiliated with the team. So if you want to go a non-team driver, you can get some pretty stout truck drivers.
All right, qualification has begun. 2 laps solo. We'll get these guys out there.
We've never done this, Harold. Let's say who takes the pole tonight?
Dom takes the pole.
Who takes the pole tonight?
Immediately. So the tough thing here is that it's a track that is heavily reliant on the track, especially with the times, because this is a track with very, very long straightaways. So it's all about getting that high exit speed. But if you're pulling in a line, which I saw a few teams do it in practice, you'll be able to put up a fast time. If you're looking at just timing in the practice, Brad Slaughter was the fastest, Ryan Hartz second, Pierce Maffitt third, Jacob Bell fourth. I'm going to go Cameron Hearn to win the pole here. He was fifth in practice, but we had 7 drivers running to 41.3. I'd be interested to see what the pole time actually is, because usually it's like about 0.2 of a second you gain being in the draft. But that's what I'm going. I'm going with Cameron Hearn. What about you guys?
Harold, do you know the difference between asking a driver who he picks and if I ask you who you pick?
I don't know what.
I get a shorter story from you than I do from the driver.
Brad Slaughter Jr.
Do you know the wind that took down the backstretch and the breeze that cuts across? And there's probably a little Earl
You
on the
needed to
track
ask.
too.
I'm saying Brad Slaughter Jr. There you go. That's how
All
quick.
right,
That's how
Brad
quick
Slaughter
and easy.
Jr.
We have a slight northwest wind at 8 miles an hour.
I can't stand you, dude. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the hot hand. I'll take Ryan Hart's in the
Okay.
3. Dylan, who you got?
I'm gonna probably go with Slaughter, man. He's definitely been one of those guys that could run those fast laps. Give me Slaughter all day.
All right. There you have it. Thank you so much, Dom, for all of the deep
Deep
intel
insight.
you gave us. Yeah,
Hey, Ken,
appreciate
I
it.
just want to note that no time was posted before I finished my long diatribe.
That's
so.
true. I'll give you that. But it's 800-mile track. So what do you want?
You know,
My grandmother could have gotten around, but
I've got a word of wisdom out there. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy that stays out there the longest and crosses first wins. That's
Okay.
what I
All right,
bet.
okay. AJ Roger. Wisdom from AJ.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? The more we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy, to finish first you must finish. I'm gonna use that one tonight.
Such wisdom from this group. I'm so glad that the booth is full tonight and we have all that we have here. Because what would my life be without all of that?
All right, so right now Hunter Coy. Cameron Hearn's at the top.
Cameron, 41.4. And I'm also interested to see the first lap or the second lap. Last night it was the second lap. The tires took a little bit to heat up.
Yeah.
But Hearn running 41.4 there, best by almost a tenth early on.
Yeah.
But as you're talking about that weather stuff that was being talked about, there's our
Were we?
weather
There it is.
for qualifying here at the California Showdown. Partly cloudy skies, 65 in the air, 68 on the tracks. The track not very warm, relative humidity 65%, but the winds are coming out of the west at 10 miles per hour. So as Dom was saying, might want to wait till the wind dies down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it was a northwest wind at 8 miles an hour. So, it's changed a little bit. We'll see how the drivers react.
Oh,
I'm sorry, who's at the top right now?
Hart's.
Ryan Hart's.
That's what I thought. I just want to make sure.
Should have bet on it, Ken.
Dude, I couldn't have done that. It's a miracle that I even picked the right guy.
Oh man.
You've listened, Dom, you've listened to me enough times to know that I suck when it comes to picking a winner.
I think Dom has listened enough that I've picked him, and he's like, "Why are you doing that to me?"
Yeah, that's on purpose, buddy. Don't think it isn't.
Wait. Oh, hey, that could be just a blessing, but in most cases, it's a curse.
It's not, Dylan. Believe me, if Harold's picking you got a chance you're going to hit something. And Dom hits stuff.
It hits the pothole, man.
No,
oh no, and he hits
it's
the
not
wall.
Dom hitting stuff. Dom gets hit. I keep telling you.
Hey, Dom, how many
Thank you.
Sasquatch awards do you have?
So wait.
I have 0 Sasquatch awards. I'm actually,
Wow.
But he doesn't
not a-
race on Tuesday nights. That's why.
That's right. You don't race on
I was going to
Tuesday.
say, I'm not a big fan of the trucks, but, racing the trucks, calling the trucks is another thing. But the only way, the Sasquatch Award, getting one of those under my belt, that's really one of the only reasons I would consider running in the truck series.
Well, you know what, buddy?
Dead, huh? Oh,
Your amazingness of being here with us tonight might just earn you one for being in the booth. I don't know.
yeah, exactly. I
So-
like the sound of that.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes.
We'll see about how that goes. Because if you crash during the broadcast, you know.
Hey, look, I've called races with Roush, and I'm telling you, there's been times that we had Joey Atterbury in the booth, and I used to think that drivers would try to get him in the booth. I'm like, we had to clear the booth out for cars crashing up next to us. It can happen.
You know, pick it out.
Here's Dylan's pick. Brad Slaughter coming around looking to complete his first lap. Got Hartz and Hearn. The guys we picked are 1 and 2 right now. We'll see if Slaughter can get up there and inside the top 3 against. He was fastest in practice.
He's also the defending champion. No,
Whatever.
He has that too.
Whatever.
We are showing custom paint numbers if you've been looking in the upper left-hand corner next to his head
They
there.
are beautiful. They're
So
beautiful.
we were able to get
Something
those
needs to
in
be
for the
prettier
drivers.
next to Brad said. I'm sorry. I know Slaughters are already listening. I
I'm
apologize. I had to
telling
say
you,
it.
man, you might get hate mail now.
No. Granddad's already,
Hey.
Granddad's probably already listened. I forgot all about that.
We have
You're gonna make
So
him upset, man.
Yeah, we got a couple bets so far in the Discord chat. Not Discord chat, sorry, Twitch chat. Got some bet on JBR. A few bets on JBR. DWR,
Oh, look at that.
Elwood.
Oh, shut up.
Slaughter to the top.
Whatever. Dom and I are going to go on
Time.
vacation now. Y'all can call it now.
Hey, it's
See you
one-
later.
Hey, it's 1, 2, and 3. That's pretty good for the booth.
That's very good.
That's excellent for the booth. That's correct.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, who was the other driver that?
I picked Slaughter
Victor.
before you did.
You both picked Slaughter, yeah.
So we have about 5 drivers who have yet to put down a time. Eric Weiland, one of those drivers. He's got some speed.
That's
Eric
a very good
Wineland, I think, is
review.
the master of saving a thing
is.
called fuel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and if Garrett can stay out of trouble, Garrett Grant's pretty good at hanging out and just waiting
Garrett's
until
really
it's
good
fine.
at saving his tires.
Yep.
Eric's really, I think Eric has like this abacus slide in his car, and he just kind of, he could checks the wind
Do we have
gauges
Eric?
and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
do we have Wineland on in car so we can see him using the abacus?
Do I have Wineland today? I'll have to
That'd
look
be
real
fun.
quick.
I don't know.
Yes, I
my
have Wineland
favorite-
today.
Dude, what was the name of the
There
driver?
he is.
There he
There
is.
he is.
He's not using the abacus now, but he does talk a lot while he's driving. I know that. Right, Eric?
Whoa,
right?
right in the dirt.
Right?
Look at that.
Get out of the grass, Eric. Drive on the track.
He says, quick
Oh,
time!
Yes! Attaboy, Eric! Way to knock their choice off.
Quick
Attaboy.
time, he says.
I don't know if you all seen that reaction. He knew, man. Once he got that pole, he was celebrating. there.
Attaboy, Sparky.
Oh,
man.
man.
I just want to credit Harold Dyer.
Look at him. Look at there he goes. Yeah, celebrate it.
Oh, he is
Celebrate it.
Hey,
We caught him.
I'm proud of him. That's all I'm going to say.
Very
I'm
good
proud of
job
Oh,
there,
my
Eric
word.
Wineland, to take the pole. We still got 1 minute and 40 seconds left. We got a couple drivers out on the track, and James Coey corrected us
Beck-
in the pronunciation area. So drivers, if you're listening to us and we screw up your name, please go
Wait
to
a minute,
name
wait a minute.
pronunciation and correct us.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. You
Go
screwed up
Ken, go
Joey.
up for Ken.
Hey,
Go
I'm
up
just
for Ken.
saying
You
Coey.
I don't screw him up. Don't even
Okay,
try.
all right.
Oh,
Fighting
Tell me
words,
who I
got 'em.
screwed up. I even got Dom DeLeo's on the first try.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
did.
that's talent.
Well, Anna
Talent, you know?
Sogok.
I got Anna Sogok, no problem. However, Jacob Bell was Anna Snakasaka, Anna Snowak, Snow Anna Frana Froak. It's like, what are you trying to say, dude?
We got less than a minute for everyone to get their bets in. I actually forgot to say that you can redeem your points if you do predict the winner correctly for some in-store merch, and that's a new thing that area is doing this year. We got some pretty cool merch. I know Ed Robertson just got a t-shirt, sweatshirt combo out there now. You can buy a shirt for last night's race winner at Auto Club. Nice little 64 Elite Entertainment. You could just support all your favorite drivers at the area store.
Really?
Yep.
They got him out
Actually-
that quick?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the store.
Yeah.
We need to get some stuff on the store,
and
Harold.
it's an areaiRacing.com/store. We'll get you to the actual store. If you do exclamation store in the Twitch channel, it'll take you to where you can spend your points that you earn by watching and betting. And there's some things on there. There's 3 or 4 things: stickers, hoodies, t-shirts. But the actual store is areaiRacing.com/store.
I think it's time for us to open a One-to-Go studio store and sell merchandise out of there, Harold.
I told you, I think we need to do our own silk screening because
I'm okay with that.
I'm
but
not
I mean,
paying
we got to
people
come
for
up with
that.
some Sasquatch stuff and things
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think so.
No, I
Hit-
don't want to pay nobody.
Grid,
Darn it, I
man.
want to make all the money.
It's time for the
Shoot.
grid.
Grid it
I
up.
want to point out that only one driver did not qualify. That was Jacob Bell. But yep, there's our official look. The starting lineup. So
He's
that's a
driving
good little
backwards.
look.
All right, who's doing this? Me? I
Go
got
ahead,
it.
you got
go
it,
for
man. Go for
All right,
it.
row number 1, Eric Wineland. Of course, we saw him celebrate the pole. Brad Slaughter on the outside. Row number 2 is Mr. Ryan Hart's my choice. James Shane Wolf on the outside of him. Is that Drew Trader? Who's on the inside? That's Nick Trader. That's Nick Trader. Cameron Hearn on the outside. Mr. Irvin on the inside of row 4, and Christensen on the outside of that. Colin Fambro on the inside of row 5, and A.J. Roderick starting in the top 10, baby.
Dom, you're 11th place. Garrett Grant starting next to Tyler Hallman in the 12th spot. Hunter Collier, 13th. Jordan Martin riding off 14th. Danny Ware, 15th. Sean Mitchell, 58, riding off 16th. Next row, row 9, Jeremy Horn and Travis Beckner, 28. He's got some fans in the chat. Matt Cochran and Justin Anisogak.
Yeah.
Alaska. And that is not Kyle Busch there in the 20th position.
Oh, man. Starting the inside of row 11, we got the 70 of Christopher, and on the outside, the 1 of Swan. In row number 12, we have the 52 of Moore, and on the outside, the 66 of Tinch. In row number 13, we have the 14 of Hawkins and the 88 of Newton. In row number 14, we have the 55 of Caps and the 34 of Gagliano. And in row 15, we have the 23 of Steimer and the 41 of Maffett. I believe that's how you say it.
All right, row 16, Swicegood, 95, and Curtis Vollmer in the 48 on the outside. Kaneda on the inside in the 97, and Giglio, or just a Giglio, in row 17. Witt on the inside of 18 with DeLong on the outside. And then in row 19, Colin Willems and the Buds, Christopher Buds on the outside in the 20. The Hare Hartman in the inside of row 23, and Litzenberger on the outside in the 12.
42
and then
trucks tonight. James Coey, 41.
Yep.
Sorry, Ken.
No, dude. Sure world.
Second, P42. We were talking to James before the race. He's the only one to not put down a qualifying time. But Jacob said he was content last night with riding in the back, came up for all the way for a top 10 finish. He's going to try that strategy again tonight.
Well, at least he has a strategy, right? We often worry about that.
So Ken's going with Shane Wolf. Any other picks before we go green?
I'm going to take Wineland to hold this thing.
I'm going to go Brad Slaughter.
I'll go with Cameron Hearn. Bring it home.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't say Shane Wolf for my choice, did I?
You said my
always do.
pick fourth, James Shane Wolf.
I always say that, but I'm going to tell you what. I have a sleeper pick tonight, and he showed up last week, and daggone it got robbed. Whenever Bristol was. I'm going to say watch the 14 of Vern Hawkins. I don't know why, but he's been fast lately, and I want to see if he shows up tonight, because that truck has been just stupid crazy lately, so we'll see. But, okay, I'll stick with Shane Wolf, but if something happens to him, I'm blaming y'all, and it wasn't my fault, okay? I'm just...
So Wineland starts on the pole, but he may not lead the first lap. We'll see if he gets a run up the turn forward here. Slaughter on the inside. Here's a big test of that outside versus inside line that we're going to be talking a lot about tonight. Looks like Wineland got it, leading the first lap.
And while we're at it, I'll go ahead and shout out Elwood, of course, is on there. We got Rafe Slade, who's already bet, but we've got Richard Thomas, AJ in the top 10. He says truck's nice and greased up with baby oil, so he'll be fine. He'll slide right off. Brad's grandfather, of course, J.R. Barker 45, chiming in as well. Good to see you, sir. And we look forward to anybody else that's going to be chatting with us on the Twitch. I will keep an eye on that so that Dom can keep an eye on his food that he's probably eating. And Dylan can keep an eye on any woman that is walking down the pit lane right now. And Harold's just staring at a screen. So
Easily.
Oh, I got all these cameras to work, man.
Yeah. I know. It is hard being
that
you, Harold.
golden hour.
Golden. It's beautiful. Well, we are in California, so.
Colin Fambro with the fastest lap. And this was the problem last night. The outside line just gets such a good run on that straightaway. Huge, long straightaways. Kind of reminds you of Pocono with how long and bumpy these straightaways are. But you see Eric Wineland sticking to that high side. I doubt he's going to give that up. He's led the first 2 laps, but a bit of a bigger run now for Ryan Hartz on the inside, more so than Wineland's seen. See if he can clear him.
Well, again, we talked about it off screen. Ryan Hartz is coming off a win, man. He's eager to keep it going, and there's no reason why he shouldn't tonight.
Hartz does get the lap led. That's a bonus point for Jacob Bell Racing.
So now is Eric Wineland. I think since he's got the lap lead, he got his point that he wanted. I would see him kind of sit back and let some of these other cars break the air and sit behind the draft and start saving fuel.
Yeah, and fuel was a big part of the race last night. I know we touched on fuel, but that's going to be something that we're going to be looking at as this race goes on.
And you said it's about 37 to 40 laps for the trucks tonight, Harold. Is that about right?
That's based on the estimations that I had. But that's, Wineland always decides to show me up.
Yeah, I mean, you can. The problem is, it's just the track is so long, so you can't save much by clutching. You save most by staying in that draft. So, maybe a lap or two you can add on by staying in a pack versus being out front. But just fuel played a big part. But last night, I think that was more so about the cautions early on. But these guys have gone green for 5 laps, which is a bit more than we could say for most of the series. So
I was going to say, it's a miracle. Absolutely.
Yeah,
we have had quite a season.
Yeah, we definitely saw the issues early on in the season for season 2. It's funny, Dom, you guys are big sports all around, and, it's almost like we have the second season, that sophomore season curse that happens, because the first season, our rookie season is area iRacing, we averaged less than 2 caution flags in all 4 series. This season, that would be something we would love to have.
We'd had 2 caution flags in the first 3 laps. I mean, it's, in some places.
But yeah, and I think it's just, it's the jitters of season 2, I think.
I think we're going to have a wreck if we can go back to number 14, Vern Hawkins.
Oh, don't say that. Daggone you.
I'm just listening to the team chatter. There
look out.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to see the last T-bone, but he got crushed on the last. Look
at the One to Go Studios replay here.
Someone helped him. Vern, I'm sorry, buddy. That was wrong. 2 weeks in a row, wrong.
See who that driver is behind him.
That's the 58 of Sean Mitchell.
Yep. I'm going to back it up just a little bit more. Man, they're like riding right on one another.
Oh, yeah.
So, see here, you see the 58. It's coming to the stripe there.
And he's already turning.
And they touch right there in the double touch.
Not off the gas, homie.
And back up in the traffic.
Watch this one.
Ooh.
Bam!
Yeah. 2 more cars got collected there.
Ow! And the 43 comes in.
3 cars.
Wow.
It's like you almost want to go, wait for it. Bam.
That be the other one. That's right. So early as we were talking about the yellow hanky and what happens.
Yeah, it's all Dom's fault. Nice job, Don.
Blame it all on me.
Dude, someone's got to take it. Dylan's working right now in the pits. I can't blame him. He's probably down there eating a hot dog and having ice cream and, waiting for somebody to come on and talk. Hey, Dylan, get some information on what exactly happened there and how happy Vern is.
Yeah, I could tell you it's going to be something to keep in mind for sure.
Absolutely.
Last night, Dom, we saw a lot of drivers get collected in other people's garbage last night. So, like, coming into, I think, entry to 4 was our biggest issues. But a guy would hit the apron and slide all the way across the track. So, as a driver, how do you prepare yourself for something like that?
You just got to be aware of your surroundings. Things get a little bit more spread out as the green flag laps go on. So, it's a little easier, 7-8 laps in. Last night, people were spinning out. First, second lap, it's hard. Sometimes, I feel bad for a lot of the guys that get caught up in that called collateral damage. Sometimes there's not a lot you can do about it. But it's just kind of knowing your surroundings, knowing the people around you, past history with yellows, if I can put it nicely.
Yeah.
But it looks like, some drivers got caught up in that. And unfortunately, that's just racing. Looks like Pierce Mapp in the 41. Curtis Vollmer, Zach Swicegood, Cody Moore, all a lap down now.
Yeah, I'm showing Curtis Vollmer and Cody Moore are completely gone. So
we got Dylan Young back in the booth. Our pit reporter, Dylan. What do you got for us?
Oh, man. Well, I can tell you, someone is not too happy in there. And I'll tell you, there's probably 2 people in there not too happy after all of that there. But one thing for certain, you think Bristol was going to be full of tensions. I think you could add Ottawa up to the mix there. Oh, boy.
Nice.
So
nice.
I noticed actually several drivers, Swan, Caps, Bell, Horn, and Wineland, taking advantage of the caution to fuel up and get back out on the racetrack.
Oh, that too. Yep.
So Dom, these guys, Dom jumped out, so maybe he went to help out somewhere.
He's up in the admin tower.
Yeah, I saw he went to go help out. So got called to the hauler from the broadcast booth, man.
That's talent right there.
Yeah, right.
That is talent. How did you do that, Dom? How did you get in so much trouble? You're already getting called to the hauler.
From the broadcast booth. I was like, whoa.
I was touching base with our admin team to see who's getting the EOLs.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I was doing
Good
stuff.
job, Dom.
All right.
So there are 2 separate EOLs going out.
Oh.
The 98, I think, is getting an EOL. I'm waiting for the text from the admin chat right now.
Yeah. And
So the 58 gets the EOL for the contact initially to bring out the yellow, and then the 98 was the EOL for the contact after the yellow. So those 2 drivers will be getting the EOL. That's the 58 of Sean Mitchell and the 98 of Hunter Collier.
hey, I don't feel bad for Hunter because Hunter's one of the guy. If I remember, he's from Caribbean, isn't he?
Yes, he is an island boy.
Right there from Georgetown, Cayman. I mean, come on.
Yep.
And a big thanks to our admin team, as always, in the CNC Logging Truck Series. David Weishart, Rafe Slate, doing a great job, as always. Just wanted to give a shout out to them, because without them, these races, I don't want to say it would be possible. They would be a little bit more...
They'd be ugly. They'd be ugly.
That's a great...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely need the referees. I always said the zebras are always needed in every sporting event to make sure everybody abides by the rules.
All right.
Here's Brad Slaughter taking off. I'm choosing the low side, getting the good run.
Yeah, he got a good jump, and it looked like Shane Wolf did not get the jump he was looking for when the green flag dropped. So, see how it turns out coming around. Ryan Hartz went around Shane Wolf into second, just as they're coming out of turn 2 there down that long stretch we talked about.
The trouble turn was right here last night. It was coming out of 3 and 4, and it's usually a little bit of a flatter turn, but usually the exit of 4 is when people get into the most trouble getting loose here. But credit to these guys so far by navigating it. The wreck was caused on the front stretch, so
Yep.
if we can keep it out of the turns, we'd be pretty good. But Slaughter leading the way, kind of getting a little single file here.
And Transcendent Motorsports is on our Twitch chat saying some lovely things about 2 drivers being taken out. So it was an unfortunate event, that is for sure. Absolutely.
You just love the driver battles, the team battles.
Oh, I think it's awesome.
So if you're looking in our chat, Transcendent and Peak not getting along right now. But
Yep, that's
Brad
Drew.
Slaughter.
That's Drew Trader.
Yep, Drew Trader.
is the Transcendent team owner. So,
CEO, president. I don't know what his title is.
well, he's the
Chief.
graphics design. He's the guy that the One Mind 2 design, now Transcendent graphics guy. I mean, so I need to talk to Drew about some things to help us out with some more overlays and stuff. I think I need a graphics talent. That's what I need.
But here you see Shane Wolf, and this is where you're going to see the most shuffling. They're going to file back in single file. Who gets the best run off turn 4 and turn 2, carries that momentum through those long straightaways we're talking about. But it's going to be, the guys who can drive it in the hardest to gain that momentum coming out. But that's where the packs are going to kind of shuffle around a bit. But you see right here a pack of like 6 cars, all the way from Slaughter to, looks like the number 9 of Paul Irvin, almost going 4 wide in the back there, a little swirly.
It looks like, Dom, as you were saying, it's a little higher in turn 2, so you get a lot more momentum up on the high side. When we get down into here, you see a lot more guys trying to hug towards that line. Even the 2 leaders are closer to that line in 3 and 4, and they kind of drift off as they come out of that one.
And the thing to watch here as we kind of get packs, if we get some green flag racing here, is if there are 4 or 5 cars that are in a straight line and the cars behind them, let's say there's 5 cars up front, 5 cars back, and the 5 cars back are fighting out for position, going into corners, really not getting in that straight line of the straightaway, the pack ahead of them pull away. So it's you got to be smart. It's like a little bit of a mix of like a restrictor plate track in that sense.
Yeah. Well, on the length, I was going to say the length does that too. The length of the track will do that too. But there you see it. We're in 3 and 4, and you see how much lower Shane Wolf was running that time around versus what he will do in the next set of turns in 1 and 2.
Look at the in car here, in truck, I should say. Ryan Hartz, Milford, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
You see how he gets all the way down to that line, and I don't know. Usually the guys who take the top line have a little bit of a better run. So you see how Ryan Hartz really couldn't get a run there on Cameron Hearn because he was a lane up there in turn 2.
Now down
so
here, this will be a different story because you even see when Cameron Hearn's diving down towards that line. So, but they don't seem to hold that line very long coming out of 3 into 4. They almost the track seems to force them to go up.
Correct, and there's a lot of track in turn 4. I mean, you look at that; it's like 4 or 5 lanes. The car, the truck, whatever you're driving, just wants to run all the way up to that wall in turn 4. So if you can get that car settled, even if you want to keep it down there, it just doesn't want to stay down there. It wants to run all the way up to that wall.
Plowing hard off that corner.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say it's interesting to watch the top 4 there. In this corner, you see 3 of them are pretty much nose to tail coming through. The one thing I was noticing 1 and 2, they're all running a different line. All 4 of them running a different line, maybe slightly different, maybe a half a lane difference, but it's pretty interesting to watch those guys do that.
Yeah, so you see right now, you got pretty much single file. James Shane Wolf.
But see, there you have it. You have up high. In the middle, Hearn's going to be a little slightly higher, and Ryan Hart's slightly lower coming out of there. So
it's gonna,
interesting.
Yeah, and you see there that Slaughter got that huge run off of turn 2. And that's kind of, the third place driver here, like Cameron, he's got a choice to either, let's see if I can make this line with Shane Wolf work. Maybe I'll get a run with him to pass him. But you see now, Shane Wolf had a very good turn 3, able to clear Brad Slaughter. But again, if he doesn't have that highlight at turn 2, it might be difficult for him to take that lead and keep it all the way on the back straightaway.
Well, and here you see Slaughter was coming on the outside of that, and Shane Wolf, of course, here not going to have the same momentum he had coming out of 2.
Yep. And yeah, I'm surprised Hearn's running with Shane Wolf here. Well, actually, not surprised because they are teammates.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but they
let's
are
kind of remove
teammates.
let's kind of remove the surprise, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
last season they were not, though. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but if Hearn was not an Elite Entertainment driver and Elite Entertainment running good teamwork right there, you see that's why they're number 1 in the team standings so far in the CNC Logging Truck Series. Cameron would have probably stayed with Slaughter there and gained the free position there, but they're going to try and box out Slaughter here, maybe go 1-2.
Yeah, Cameron Hearn and Slaughter have been racing as teammates for several years. Because, Cameron Hearn used to be part of the VRA Driver Virtual Racing Association, which is now Elwood Designs Racing. So,
and Slaughter then gets pushed out a little bit. He might drop another spot here to Ryan Hartz.
Yep. Interesting behind these 4 as well. I mean, the 3 cars that have just suddenly jumped in there. You got Colin Fambro, Garrett Grant, surprising run up towards the front. Garrett Grant's usually one that'll hold back and come later. And then Danny Ware is also in the picture all of a sudden as well. So getting a little more exciting up front here with 6 different cars running.
I heard something about a wreck on the radio, and it looks like the caution is going to come out.
All right, Dylan, go find out who's mad, who's not. Find out what's going on.
We'll see who's going to get involved first.
I look up
You
at
can
one
do
of the
that.
videos replay.
Why would you do that? Just go down there and listen to them cuss.
Is I Ryan Swan, Mitchell, Coey, Tinch, Collier is what I'm seeing is all being involved.
I think
Oh,
there
it's a
was an
it's a
official.
reaction,
So
yeah.
it's a reaction. There's a car turned
Yeah, I
sideways
saw
there.
it, trying to find it. Oop, that one there. So it's going to be that 88 maybe.
The 88, yeah. Yep.
24 is involved there.
Quinn Newton's there.
James Coey.
Oh, you even got there. You got the Anna Sogok machine of the 19 involved as well.
Let me try to get this on another angle here, and let's run this up here. Look down. We have the 53 down low.
Yeah,
it
that's a
looks like.
no-no right there, being on the apron. So
And
Oh.
So
I still think that somebody in front of these guys, because these drivers are acting like something's happening.
Well, Christensen comes up, so maybe he's reacting to the truck that he thinks is going to come. He might be reacting to the one below the line there, Dom.
all right. So here's the 10. Well, so right here. I don't see anything in front, Dom. But we'll look at the 10. So, but your 3. What I'm thinking right now here, Dom, I'm hearing if I'm the 10, you're in the middle 3 wide, and that where he's at is like, what do you mean I'm in the middle 3 wide?
Yeah.
So Dylan's back in the booth. Dylan, you got anything for us?
Well, I guess for whatever reason, I believe it was Roderick there. He almost ran over Will a couple times, and I guess whatever strategy Eric was trying to do, that is out the door. So they're thinking of some different strategies along the way. So I'm not really surprised by that. But one thing for certain, though, everyone's getting a little too happy going on. They're getting a little too testy with whatever they're doing coming off the turns. So
And Jacob Bell takes the lead.
So yeah,
Wow.
a lot of drivers coming down pit road. Brings out our second caution of the night. We'd like to plug our sponsor, Elite Entertainment. During this caution, we'd like to thank Elite Entertainment LLC for their support of the Elite Entertainment Cup Series and all of us here at Area. Be sure to check out Elite Entertainment LLC on Facebook and book them to DJ your next event.
We were talking last night in the chat. Hopefully somebody got a hold of Adam Caps about maybe DJing a wedding that they were talking about. So,
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Job creators here at Area, right?
That's
hey,
right.
I'm telling you, that's kind of the way it
Always.
works. If you can send some love to any of our sponsors, we would enjoy that.
Please do.
Please
Yeah.
do. And I'm going to shameless plug Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. Let us plan so you can tan.
Oh, that's a good one, Harold. You've been
Hey.
working on that one. I like it.
someone keep prepared for that one.
I've had
Gary,
that.
so nice
my
of Gary
wife,
to show up.
my
by the
wife
way.
Lori hates that though. Just so
Well, I'm
you're
sure
aware.
she does, but that's because it's a man thing and it's a corny thing, and she just doesn't get it. But Rowdy Burns in the house on the Twitch. Gary, what's up?
So, reports of a bee in the car causing concentration to suffer.
Yeah, that might be.
Maybe
So
that was
Jacob Bell in the 77, who's leading, just came over the radio and said, "If I'm going to get out of your guys' way, I stayed out to get the lap led, and now I'm on old tires." So
Yeah, he's on 16. Cochran's on 24, so he's really, it should be interesting to watch this start.
Hearing from Eric Wineland saying that did not help him the way he thought it would.
You think?
And so he ended up pitting yet again.
So a couple, I'm showing Christensen out now, Quinn Newton gone, Vern Hawkins, Curtis Volman, Cody Moore, Pierce Moffitt, all of them are disappeared.
Zach Swice, good 16 minutes on pit lane. Hawkins is back out on the racetrack,
back.
actually.
Yep.
As we're going to get ready to go back under the green flag conditions here with the number 77 leading the way to the green.
I love the way the truck just slides off and goes nuts. All right, Jacob Bell going to try to take him to the green. Hopefully he doesn't spin those old tires.
So I think the guys behind talked Jacob into trying it out on the old tires, because they said anytime a guy tries to pull back with about 30 cars behind him, doesn't quite turn out the way everyone wants.
Yeah.
it to. So
Yeah, I can imagine.
Jacob
Yeah.
Bell leading them around out of turn 2. See if he comes up and takes that rightful spot as the head of that pack.
He sure wants to, but Shane Wolf on 2-lap tires versus his 17. I don't know how much longer he can stay there, but
He's got his teammate right behind him, the 67 Cameron pushing him. He got a monster run here, and you see Jacob Bell just getting hung out to dry. Oh, out to dry. This is
yeah, but honestly, Dom, I mean, you think about it, but the way things have been going, there's a good chance he'll see another flag that'll get him back down there, get him pitted, and it won't harm him that much. So,
Yeah, I think, most guys, if we got 37 to 40 laps of fuel, looking at lap 60, lap 55.
yeah.
Lap 55 is where guys are going to try to come in, but we'll see what Jacob decides to do. Maybe he'll get a caution.
Now, teammates going side by side.
Yep.
So it looks like, Dom, that Cameron just likes that lower line.
Yeah. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's the truck driver. I'm not. So we'll see how he can make this kind of work.
Look at Brad Slaughter bringing himself back into the fray.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a couple really fast trucks right now. You see Jacob getting out of the way of the entire train that's coming. But there's a lot of quick trucks right now. Colin Fambro now suddenly jumps into this mix, and he's kind of pushing hard too. So impressive on some of the guys. Other guys, we expect them there. But, man, and again, Ryan Hartz still wants to be the king. So he's up there in the group too.
So I think Cameron really just went all the way down there to try to give James Shane Wolf some drafting help.
To pull him?
Pull him just any which
Yeah.
way, because Cameron wants, he would rather a teammate be behind him here as things kind of get single filed out.
No doubt.
You see a little bit more of a 2x2 coming down the backstretch here. Guys maybe testing out different lines, see if they can get guys to work with them. What kind of runs can they get out of the turns? Not a lot of separation, as you see. The first 10 cars, first 9 cars within a second of each other. You see there on your scoring, left of your screen.
Tell you what, Garrett Grant really used the top side coming off there to jump into 5th, didn't he? Whew, what a run.
And Jacob Bell, after starting on the P1 on that restart, now down to 17th.
Oh, in the wall.
Oh, swerve out of the way there, Jacob. Car got on the wall about 2 or 3 cars in front of him, but good save by everybody to keep it green flag race.
It was Michael Christopher that was up into the wall, but everybody, like you said, stayed out of each other, gave them enough room to get it back going in the right direction.
And the other car out on the outside of Jacob Bell is the number 4 of Matt Cochran. He is in P22.
He's 29 laps on his tires, so.
Yeah, and that's the worst feeling right there. What you see in the Cochran right now is everybody else kind of getting out of that draft, and he's going to start falling back quick. So you got to keep that pack within half a second in front of you to stay up. And I was caught in a lot of that last night. Cars getting out in front of me and just kind of you watch it slipping away. It's not a good feeling. But as you see, Cameron Hurt and James Shane will putting about a half a second lead on the 81 of Brad Slaughter. They've figured something out here, working together. Elite Entertainment Cup Series drivers as well. Elite Entertainment, they lead in the team standings here. Races in, putting on a show.
Yeah, they've both got stout trucks right now, and they're showing everybody else. But I tell you what, I mean, the 81, you can't count Brad Slaughter out for any reason, for any time in a truck. We all know how fast he can be. And again, I mean, Ryan Hartz, Garrett Grant, they're no shade here either. But how about Nick Trader? Nick Trader suddenly up in the 6th place, and I'm not shocked by it, but he hadn't been up there for a while. But now he's up there pushing along in the 8 truck there.
Yeah, if I'm on the team chat for some of these guys in this 3rd through 9th position, I'm like, guys, get in line, get in line. They're pulling away from us. You can run that high line up there that Trader's running. If you time that well and you hit your spots, you can get a monster run on the backstretch, run that high line in 1 and 2.
Looking to hit that top 5 on this run here.
He's got help. Paul Irvin on his backside pushing, but Garrett Grant comes up, joins him, and finds him right before he gets to the start-finish line, so it kind of puts a little drag on him.
So pitch strategy-wise, I'm looking now to see when Jacob Bell and Matt Cochran are going to pit, because they're going to be coming up on their fuel window here. They did not pit on the first caution.
Well, if you want to know every inch of the track, so far Nick is using it. So if we want to interview somebody as to how is the entire track running, Nick could tell you.
The race admin said that the last caution was created by Netcode, is what they're saying.
Ah, let's see what happened was.
Those look like those two trucks were pretty much locked together, but they're saying it was Netcode, so that's what they said. That's their ruling.
I'm not arguing. Those guys are they get paid the big bucks. Or if they don't, they should. How's that?
I think they get paid peanuts,
Ah, well,
like a bag a week.
bag a week. Well,
Well, how big's the bag?
well, enough that Wiseheart can keep his girlish figure, I would imagine.
Hey, one
Hey.
thing I miss about being in the South at a racetrack is boiled peanuts. So if you could pay me in boiled peanuts, I might be up with that.
Okay, I'm moon pies and RC cola.
Boiled peanuts, that's a big Alabama thing.
It is an Alabama thing. If and you ain't been there.
It's so
Well,
good.
we got single file up front. I think based on the chatter on the radio, we got some things going on between the 21 of Eric Wineland, 53 of Will Witt.
Caution.
As I say that.
Dom may have been prophetic there. How about that?
Well, normally I'm tuned in on the sim, so I can hear the drivers talking to themselves, and you start to hear a little bit of what's going on.
Yeah, I love
one to go
listening that
replay.
sometimes. I love listening to that sometimes.
There's a 21 and a 53 here. Caleb Starmer just in front of them. See that Mac Tools truck on the outside.
So I don't think that the caution was between those two. I think that
I'm showing Will Witt, Wineland, Swan, and Hartman all with 4Xs. There's
there you
there's
go.
a nice tap there.
Yep.
And then the 23 and the 70. So maybe that's not where it actually came. Let's see here if I can find it. We'll switch to another view with Ryan Swan and Logan Hartman. I'm going by what iRacing's telling me were incidents, so
Rand Swan there in the one. 51 looks like he's got
it's
issues.
Logan Hartman.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there's exactly where it was.
Oh man.
Wow. So the 51 looked like he slowed up, and the one
Yeah, it
closing.
looks like he slowed down a lot.
So just heard from our admin tower that the one will get the EOL. And a lot of cars coming down pit road. Garrett Grant, Colin Fambro, Danny Well all elected to stay out.
Yep.
Dylan has headed off down to get some information. Showing Logan and Ryan off now.
All right,
That's-
Gary already started this this afternoon or this evening. If you
Oh,
check the chat.
gosh. What a surprise. Thank you, Gary.
Yeah,
By the way, awesome job on the Sasquatch graphics. That's beautiful, man. It was glorious.
It's like it's bringing tears to your eyes, Ken.
It was, man. He had
He's-
the
he's cutting-
Sasquatch on
don't
the
let
back
him-
corner.
don't let
that
him
is-
start. He ain't cutting onions. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, he had that Sasquatch laying with the raccoon right in the private area. That was hysterical.
And
Right
Dylan, Dylan is back from pit road. Dylan, what do you got for us on that caution?
So definitely for sure, I was looking into the strategy, what's going on with Jacob Bell Racing. I'll tell you what, Jacob is actually playing a very interesting strategy right now with tires. And right now, he's got 2 sets of tire sets left, while the others have one as far as like, well, who hasn't retired out of the race from the team. But the fact that Bell's got 2 extra sets, that really is amazing to know that he's got an interesting strategy for a 95 lap race. And we're on lap 37, so who knows exactly how hard he really can, work the tires coming into this race. That's an interesting strategy nonetheless, though.
I mean, that's one of the things you can do, with these fixed setups. If you're not faster than a couple of the other teams out there, kind of get a different little bit of a strategy, whether it's fuel strategy, not pitting with everybody else, saving a tire set, like you said, Dylan. You can steal a race if that happens.
Yeah,
so if
he'll
you're
be
running back half, you can make a gamble and it can pay out.
Yeah, so as long as he doesn't get involved in the wreck, I would say keep it on that 77. He could be a big dark horse in this race.
It's like Hartman.
He's a horse, that's for sure.
It's like Hartman, Swan, and Tinch are still in the pits getting their damage repaired. We'll see if they come back out. Back racing. It looks like at least 30 cars will still be on the lead lap. Paul Irvin, the last car there.
Yeah.
Last truck there in the P30. But as we're getting ready to go green again here, you're looking at the top 10 cars did not pit there. So we'll see if they can hold off if those guys behind them took tires or a little bit of a shakeup here. We've seen Eric Weiland. He was your pole winner, sitting P7. A couple fast trucks there. Garrett Grant was, like you said, Ken, in the mix there.
Yep.
For that last caution.
So Rowdy's saying that the Trader boys, Drew, had something to do with that Sasquatch. So Drew, dude, awesome job. Yeah, I know you're listening, so awesome job on the Sasquatch. Here we go. Garrett Grant going to take a big jump. Colin Fambro is falling back. He's right on his tail. I apologize. But Colin Fambro kind of did not get the same jump as Garrett Grant did. And does clean air matter, Dom?
Not here. I mean, it does to an extent, but you're not gonna be able to pull away.
Gotcha.
So, the most interesting thing I think I learned from that restart there is that no matter what line you take, I was thinking some guys maybe would take the high line because being up on the high line out of 2 is your preferred, but you get such a good jump being able to time your own restarts as the leader. How we do an area, you really. Whether you start on the bottom or the top, the straightaway is long enough that you'll clear them at the top and just go away.
There we see just a gigolo down there in the 16 truck coming along. He's decided he wants to get up here and play a little bit. So Blake Giglio is now coming into second. He has not cleared him as of yet, but there he goes. Sticks his nose in there. I'm sure Colin enjoyed that look.
Now he's going down. See if he can send it in there deep. He'll fall right behind. Another truck driver to watch right here is 18 of Danny Ware. He's been fast other places, and he sits top 5 right now. I'm sure he likes where he's at, but fuel strategy is something we're going to have to watch out definitely because all these guys are on different pit strategies.
There's quite a disparity in some of the pit strategy. You're right.
Almost a wreck there for Garrett Grant, able to save it coming out of turn 2. And look at all that 2 wide, 3 wide, all the way in the back there. Battle for the lead right now, Garrett Grant. Blake Giglio. Blake might have a run on him on the outside. Yep,
I mean, that's
the speed, and he's going to lead that lap. Yeah, wow.
Yep. And here he'll have the preferred line on the outside there. Colin Fambro cannot decide whether he wants to go high or low. But you see right here, look at him pull around on the outside of Garrett Grant. Wow.
Blake Giglio, if you bet on a non-team driver, you're looking pretty good right now because Blake
You're
Giglio,
feeling happy. Yep.
Not on a team. I'm sure he's racing with a few guys in a team chat somewhere. But, he's a lone wolf right now.
Speaking of wolves, nice segue there. James the Howling Shane Wolf is now coming into play again, and he's been riding that high line up to the. Well, he looks like he's just going to go for it anyways. He's going to put it up in there.
Blake Giglio getting into an elite entertainment sandwich right here. Cameron Hearn on the bottom, James Shane Wolf on the top, and they're going to split and conquer. That's divide and conquer right there.
That's it. And Ryan Hartz wants to get back into that too, so.
So as we noted before the restart, what was it taking 2-3 laps for those guys on fresh tires to really assert their dominance?
But hey, that does pose interesting for later in the race, because you and I know that there's a good chance you may have to run it off, and if that's the case, 1 or 2 laps, if that's all you got, you might be able to pull away and win that as a surprise. So
well, that's what I was going to say. Dylan, as he just said in his pit strategy from his pit reporting, saving that last set of tires when no one else has it, like Jacob Bell Racing's trying to do, could very well come into play.
Slaughter looking almost trying to get 2 on that corner.
He sure enough was, wasn't he?
He might actually pull it off. You got 54 looking for the 16 on the front stretch. What a power move from the 81 of Brad Slaughter. It completes the pass here going into turn 1.
So just so you know, Gary did apologize to you, Dom. He was not able to stay in front of you last night. He was way too damaged to help you. So just want you to know that, okay?
Thanks, Gary. I love racing with Gary. Great guy. Transcendent Motorsports. We go way back to the ARCA series. Feels like ancient history. Ancient history.
Yeah, way back.
My fellow top 4 driver. And actually, it was just announced Elite Area is going to be doing an all-star race on the off week.
I did see that.
You will get into it. That's going to be on a Tuesday night. What was the car that we decide on?
So it's going to be the ARCA car at Atlanta.
So you guys are back in the ARCA.
Yeah, and so the qualifications, so far is if you win a race this season, so season 2 in area. So if you look at the truck series, that would be Cameron Hearn, James Shane Wolf,
Ryan Hartz.
One of the other is Ryan Hartz. But also, if you finish top 4 in any season 1 series, you also get a berth in
that'd be Dom DeLeo.
And that would be me.
That would be Dom DeLeo. That's right.
Robinson, my teammate at Physiques Motorsports. We're pumped. We're already talking paint scheme strategies, but great job by Area, Jacob Bell, all the admins, all the series directors for putting that together. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, Dom, I have some beautiful Sasquatch pictures. If you run out of things to put on your car, buddy, I've got some images for you, my friend. And how proud I would be to watch Dom DeLeo car go around with my stuff.
He talked about, he doesn't normally do Tuesday night trucks, but that means if it's a Tuesday night, that means it will be a Sasquatch night.
It will be a Sasquatch night. And no, you cannot drive into the wall just for the sake of getting one.
Yeah, we already said that purposeful crashing, just like when in the America's Funniest Home Videos, we will declare that ineligible.
So, Harold, we got a lot of single file coming up here. I'm no mathematician, but 95 divided by 2 is 47 and a half.
I'm about ready to do that, so we're about.
Wow, Dom.
So the halfway is set up to you by Swift Lifestyles. Fans, be sure to visit our sponsor, Swift Lifestyles, for clean supplements that help improve your focusing and gaming. Use discount code ARIA iRacing for 15% off your entire order. We would like to thank Swift Lifestyle for their support of Area iRacing. And they're going to get me back and forth to this Area and Aria because they had me trained last season.
That's right. Last season, all we said was Aria.
Exactly. But it's Area. So we'll go through the field's top 10 here as we're starting with James Shane Wolf, guys.
All right. Well, James Shane Wolf out of Elite Entertainment, as you said, running first place. He's got 10 laps led tonight, and he's going to look fairly stout in there in first place in the 31 truck.
And second place, we got Cameron Hearn, my pick to win the race, also with Elite Entertainment Gaming. Him and Shane Wolf been teaming up, running 1-2. We'll see if that goes. He's also led that.
Hey, does that mean that we're all looking pretty good as far as our picks goes? Ryan Hart's Jacob Bell Racing in the third, driving the number 3. So how apropos is that in the Rick's Hot Sauce? That's a good-looking truck right there.
Number 4, Brad Slaughter, Elwood Design Esports, run that Reaper Speed Lab car, truck 81. He's led 12 laps, sitting for P4.
There you go. And the number 8, Nick Trader, Team Transcended. I would hope he would be with them in that beautiful National Guard number 8. I love the design of that. He's having a good night right now.
6th place, Colin Williams, also a Team Transcendent. So Nick Trader's got a buddy behind him. He's not led any laps, but watch out for those Transcendent guys running 5-6.
All right, now I know the family will be happy about this. And number 28, Travis Beckner, currently in 7th. Shout out to the family because I know you're listening out of Fort Myers, Florida.
And look at PA. Jacob Bell put some tires on that truck, and now with the Lodgebox Developments Chevy Silverado, he's now running PA. Led 4 laps.
Gangstering it up. In 9th place, Will Witt in the 53. He is Falcon Graphics and Pixelsaurus out of Wisconsin, Dells, Wisconsin.
And 10th place, I'm going to give it to Blake Giglio. I know I always want to be in the top 10 for the Swift Lifestyles rundown, but he's led 2 laps tonight, not on a team. Someone sign this man. 10th place.
Right.
That's your Swift Lifestyles rundown.
We made it through, Harold. See?
All right, then.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
you want a gold star for that one?
No, I'll just take a biscuit. That'll be fine.
All right, we keep talking about food sponsors.
Yeah, hey, let's get back to that. Let's
Yeah,
get back. And
hey.
Dylan's probably hungry too. So now that we have 3 in the booth on a Tuesday night, Dylan, we've been praying and asking for food sponsors. We would like to put that out there again. Anybody would like to sponsor us that is a food, want to go studios, you want to do the booth. We don't care, but we'd like to be fed while we're talking to you. And we will spit all over our microphones. We
We'll talk
have no
about how
shame.
good it is. We'll talk about how
We
good
will
it is.
talk about how good it is. If you want advertisement, we are the guys for that. So
We're food
know-
connoisseurs there.
I
That's
know
right.
you guys may be hungry, but Ryan Hartz is also hungry. His first position here. He's trying to put on the Shane Wolf combo. Brad Slaughter a little bit, not working with him. I think he's going to line up and try and take that position away from Ryan Hartz, but that's what you got to do. Try and throw things in, see what can stick, what can work, but he might pay the price and fall back and shuffle back a little bit.
you know, Dom, you sound beautiful at the end, but in the beginning, are you leaning to the left or the right, or is it, come on, my friend. Wow.
Wow, that's funny. But
Leaning side to side, man.
but Ryan Hartz, he's looking for that chicken, man. That Rick's hot sauce.
Yeah.
I need some chicken.
There you go. So he can, yes, that's a great segue. And by the way, Gary offered to send donuts. Brother, we haven't seen them yet. So if you're going to send them, my friend, send them. We will give you any address you want to send them to, and Harold and I can split them as it goes, but I'd love some donuts.
So, coming up on lap 55 here, and Harold was talking earlier that the pit window was 37 to 40 laps on a single fuel tank. We are now in the zone. I think this is the go zone for guys that want to come down, fuel up, make sure they can make the end. So just something now to watch out for, because we've been green for a little while here.
You got Kaneda, Roderick, and Steimer down there in the lower section running 32. Eric Wineland's on 32. Danny Ware, Jeremy Horn, Tyler Hallman.
Yeah, we'll
Quite
start
a
seeing
few
these guys
guys.
coming. So
Yeah.
Gary, you're seeing about an address. You'll be receiving one of those awesome One to Go Studios Sasquatch Hard Luck Awards. I believe you're one of our winners. Will be sending you in the mail. You'll have a return address there. It'll be perfect, and we'll be able to send you that any other time though as well.
He hasn't been in the trucks to do it yet though. We need
No?
him to crash.
Oh, is that it? I thought he already had one.
Although no, I don't think so. Although I will say this: since Gary is on with us, he might be the most active chatter. Should we give it to him for that?
Depends.
No.
Does this?
Nope. Silence said no.
What?
Silence stated no.
Hey, you do know
course
that
he would.
I spent a good chunk of my budget on those things.
Hey, you didn't ask for it. I'll give you whatever you want.
Oh,
You didn't
word.
ask for it, so.
No, because the part of the sponsorship money and stuff, and the collection of money for the league does go to help pay for the broadcast, the computers, the internet, and all the other things that I have to take care of. Appreciate the area guys for helping us out with that, and yeah, it's great to be able to do this with area for a second season. Get to talk to guys like Dom DeLeo. And Dom, we've talked about you yesterday. I don't know if you got a chance to go back and look at yesterday's event, but we saw, you've had iRacing less than a year, man, and you've done pretty good for yourself.
It's all area, man. That's what I live for on iRacing, man. These guys do a great job putting on. The broadcast is a reason why I joined this league. So I think you're pretty much responsible for my progress, I would say. But it's been a lot of fun, and I did listen to the broadcast. I'm a big film guy, so I've watched that broadcast twice now. So.
Wow.
And the amazing thing is he's blind. So, I mean, think about that.
Gee.
I mean,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? That just blows. Like, when you think about that, I mean, right now he's just guessing where everybody is. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Dom. I mean, that door was so wide open, I could have driven a truck through.
I love you, Ken. I love being up here with you.
I can feel it. I know. It's like a burning sensation.
Whatever.
So we've had no drivers come down pit road. Last car on the lead lap is 18 seconds behind the leaders. That's James Litzenberger in the 12 car. How many laps as we got? The people who have been down here the most, you said?
37 right now on a couple of them, 36 on the other ones.
Yeah, Blake Giglio, the longest out there, 37 laps.
And Kaneda and Steimer a little farther down, but you're right, Harold. 37 is it as far as the laps go. You got Jeremy Horn and Tyler Hallman and Eric Wineland. They're all at 36. AJ's running out there at 36 as well. So those guys are definitely stretching it to the maximum right now.
Yeah,
And a lot of these.
I was
gonna say,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Harold. Oh, you go.
You go. No, I'll go.
One of you two go. Come on now.
I was just going to say there are 29 drivers on the lead lap right at the moment, and Shane Mitchell is the first car lap down. Eric Wineland now the last car, now in pit lane.
He's in pit lane, so keep an eye on them, Dylan. They're coming down.
I think these top 8 cars here, we see all the way from Shane Wolf to Jacob Bell. There you see 21 of Eric Wineland sitting in first pit position. Again, your qualifying pole winner. But these first 8 cars here from Shane Wolf all the way to Bell, within a seconds. I think they're just going to hang around, run, try and separate themselves as much for these green flag pit stop cycles. As you see, Ryan Hartz has started to peek his head out a little bit over the last couple laps. Brad Slaughter did a little bit. I think they realized they don't really have anything 67 to pass them. So I think they're pretty contented riding around.
Caution.
This will change everything right now. Changes
Right,
everything.
cycle.
Yep.
And Dylan, I know you're on pit road. I would like to hear what Eric Wineland thinks of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's going to cycle him back to the. He'll be back on the lead lap because everybody's coming down, I bet.
I think Eric Wineland was involved in that caution.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
There's a good chance, yes.
Nuh-uh.
Let's check it out.
Oh, no.
The one to go replay. We're going to center here on Eric Wineland.
I'm going to speed this up because it was definitely after his pit stop. So.
Getting the fast music.
So coming off the pit lane here, the number 21.
Okay. All right. Keeping her down. Going straight.
Well, I know when the 21.
Oh, he lost
there.
it. What, the
I was gonna
front
say the-
door? And he
oh.
killed a cone. He killed the
murdered.
cone.
Well, he has a save and he had lost it right there, but
Basically,
He just wanted to do
something
because he
donuts,
went
that's
down to
all.
zero. Because he went down to zero is what it is on this racetrack. Is probably what happens. So.
wow.
Wow. So
Dylan,
yeah.
I think I changed my mind on wanting to hear from Eric Wineland.
You don't.
I don't think so.
It won't be very clean. I can promise you that.
Well,
No.
here comes everybody down pit road. It is now, like we said, that green light for making it to lap 95. So everyone's saying how maybe Matt Cochran staying out to. Did he pit the last time? Maybe he was on pit road with Eric Weiland.
Cochran was one of the ones that went a long time the first time around with Jacob Bell.
Oh, he stayed out.
But he stayed out. Yeah.
Maybe
Because
he
Matt
just wanted to get
Cochran
it,
staying out.
Maybe he's just getting the lap lead, getting that bonus point for him and his team.
If he doesn't pit, it will trap the 21 down a lap.
Yep. By the way, Gary, you know I'll sing you happy birthday, brother. I'll sing it loud and clear for you on that.
And they gave him the EOL already, so that automatically puts him a guarantee that he'll be trapped a lap down.
Yep.
That's ineligible for any lucky dog or pass-throughs.
Yep. Well, they just gave it to him, so it automatically it's telling him he's got to go to the back right now. So usually, I know in some leagues they usually don't issue those EOLs until like 2 laps or 1 lap left in the pit to allow that. But here they've already issued it, so he's going to the back right now, and that'll keep him down the lap.
I actually heard our admin, race director, David Weishart, say after that lengthy review. So it didn't take a long time to figure out who brought out that caution.
Yep.
Nice.
But Matt Cochran's deciding to stay out at 26 laps on his tires.
All right.
Let's see what pays off on Dylan. What do you got?
So Matt Cochran definitely is also doing that two sets of tires left on the strategy as well with Jacob Bell. So you can add another driver to the list that really has got 2 sets. And I mean, you can see with the laps that we're winding down here, they're really in good position no matter what, both of those drivers.
I'd be interested to know if the guys out so far who just pitted and who have pitted at least twice, if they are all out of tires. 'Cause that would, I don't know. That second caution.
They have 3 sets of tires everybody has.
Okay, so they may have 1 more as opposed to 2 more.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Sean Mitchell sitting at 24 laps as well on his set. So, but he's way down there. And
Rowdy says you got to sing him a happy birthday for us to get donuts.
I told him I'd do it. I'm all for it. I'll sing
There
it.
you go.
That's fun.
Absolutely. I'll even do it in my Marilyn Monroe voice just for
Oh,
him.
wow. Cochran electing to take the outside line for the restart.
All right, that truck will dip off here real quick.
But now Eric Wineland, even though he was issued all the way to the back, he is the first car lap down. So a quick caution could put him right back into this thing.
Exactly right. I was about to say that when he was talking about it. That doesn't put him out of contention by any stretch. All right, Cochran takes him to the line. Shane Wolf down below in the 31. My guess is those tires will take off here real soon. Cameron Hearn in the 67, and the 3 of Ryan Hartz is going to be there as well.
Well, if I'm the 3 or the 81, I want to get in between these elite drivers here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree 100%.
And because they're looking at it right there, you see it. They're trying to link up right away. But again, they're now sitting front and back from each other. It's going to be hard to get around them and pass them. You got to split them up because it's so hard to pass. Even if you're second trying to pass the guy in first, you can do it. You're trying to pass the guy sitting second with no help. You know,
Well, and the toughest thing here is even if they try to split them, Dom, you can see those guys know how to run tight enough that you aren't putting another truck between those 2 guys. It just isn't going to happen. So unless there's a huge mistake and suddenly the skies open up, unless you're a can opener, you're not getting in between them.
Yeah, and so you see the 3 here, Ryan Hartz. He's just holding the outside line. And Alan Ballacino, shameless plug for Zegas Motorsports last night, he was talking about holding that high line. It's just a defensive position. You could see Cameron Hearn and James Shane Wolf, both of them can't get the run that they want without both of them being on that high side. So you see Cameron coming down, trying to give James Shane Wolf a little bit of a pull on the draft. But if Ryan Hartz can stay above him, and it looks like he's losing him, that's the only thing you can do. But right now, 67 and 31, right where they want to be.
I mean, I think as long as the 3 is in there and someone goes a little high at one time or goes wrong one time, again, he's there. He's close enough. But again, unless he's a General Electric can opener, he's not going to get in that little spot between them. So what he's got to do is hope either someone makes a mistake and the two guys don't make very many, or it just for some reason one goes left and they should have gone right. That's the only other option, I think, is where you're going to see Ryan Hartz take advantage.
And Brad Slaughter's got some more bigger problems than just trying to split 31 and the 67. They got to catch up. They were about half a second, which is around where the draft is.
Hey,
all starts going away from you.
We got it now. You
There
got
it is.
3 in between. Muffin says, "Let's go, Shane Wolf. Let's have an elite sweep." I mean, it's possible, but I think there's a couple other guys that want to have something to say about it. By the way, speaking of someone that wants to say something about it, the number 28 of Travis Beckner has come on to the scene, boys and girls, and he has decided he wants to be a part of that as well.
Yeah, some pretty fan favorite names up here in the top 5. Travis
Absolutely
Beckner's got
right.
a big following. Jacob Bell running the fastest lap of the race, as you see in the top right corner of your screen. And this has been the biggest lead I think we've seen anyone have in first place right now. Almost 7/10 of a second for James Shanewolf. Maybe, you asked me before if clean air matters. I didn't think that anybody would be this far out. But James Shanewolf, he's cooking.
Well, you want to talk about cooking. I'd like to know what the 28 is laying down, because he's now in second. He's passed Cameron Hearns and Ryan Hartz. And I don't know where that dude started, but he is on a tear right now, and he is utilizing that high line as you talked about. I mean, he is up there just shy of the marbles, and as you see him coming off now, what momentum he's got to have.
Yeah, he's going to get, if he runs that high line to perfection like he just did there, he'll start chasing down, getting in that draft, and he'll start getting into the 31's draft there, and he'll start reeling them in pretty quick.
And again, you see him doing it even in the flat turns. He's at least a row or two higher, based on the marks on the track. He's running at least a mark or two higher than Shanewolf was. And there you see him diving now.
See it again. Yeah, he's almost in that top lane, second to the top.
Well, Ken, I remember you mentioned earlier before the race began about the whole battle for the standings and all in the championship battle, and I think you didn't like what you said about that whole being in that lock position. So he's really putting on a show and really trying to prove wrong right now, because he's actually flying through that field really good right now. He's really trying to save him. Oh man, timing.
This is going to be big.
I think the 8 of Nicholas Schrader was the 9, 17 of Jordan Martin.
So Christopher Wilms, Grant Trader, Martin, AJ, Buds.
Oh, there you see a little slide off.
There's Grant underneath Trader.
Christopher there in the 70.
Oh, the 70, the 17. That's where it
70
all
and
started.
17, and then Trader just has nowhere to go.
It looks
If
like
we can take
right
a look at
here.
the 5th, after this.
We can watch here the 5, the 70, and the 17. Keep an eye on them. About here, this little group right through here.
Oh, Dom doesn't know about this. Get ready for this, Dom.
I've seen this. I'm a watcher.
All right. Now we've gone to the state of Idaho, and it
West
disappeared.
Virginia.
No, West Virginia looks different than that. I can show you what that looks like.
Yeah, back that up again. I missed that.
And
up
with
there,
a middle
but-
finger.
So we got a couple cars coming down pit road. Brad Slaughter came over the radio and said, "Congratulations to whoever has tires left." So,
Wow.
So
Dylan, if you want to maybe talk to Brad, because he stayed out there. I don't know if he has any tires left.
wow.
But this is also, caution
Find out
after
right
the halfway, and I think Ken,
Yeah,
you were
Ted, you got a thing.
You had the privilege and the honor of reading the best ad read that's ever been created.
Absolutely. So we'd like to thank CNC Logging for their support of the CNC Logging Truck Series this season in area. Located in Boiling Springs, South Carolina, CNC Logging is your place to go for any of your logging needs. Got wood, big or small, summer or fall, we'll cut your log guaranteed.
I love it.
Too much fun there from the booth, but hey, but guys, that's where you're talking about. Jacob Bell had a set of tires sitting down there for him, but all the other drivers, this is pit 3, but they pitted 3 times, so they could have used all 3 of their sets up. Shane Wolf, Beckner, Hartz, Cameron Hearn, and Brad Slaughter.
And Dylan's back. Maybe you got something more for us on this tire strategy.
Yeah, and Slaughter just told me right off the bat, nope, that was all the end of the tires I have. So they are saving really hard on this one, hands down.
Wow.
So
this is going to be huge.
Yeah. I guarantee you the people who have at least one more set left right now, I guarantee you they're going to be a little more aggressive. They're going to try to push.
Yep, they're going to get it.
Bell
and by the way,
has a
Wineland's
set,
back.
So
Wineland's back on the lead lap.
Yeah.
Sorry, Harold.
From that, yeah. But Jake Bell, we talked about earlier. He saved a set of tires, I believe.
He did.
And Caleb Steimer's only been down twice, as well as Giglio.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys that went down this time around that are sitting at 0 or 1 right now. So you're right, Harold. Should be interesting.
So Dylan, great job on just identifying that strategy early in the race, and look at what we got. We talked about it the first time, first caution. That tire strategy might be paying off, and we might see some pretty surprising winners now here with the tire strategies.
Beckner starting on the bottom line here. Our fans asking about him, has moved up 16 spots from the 18th position at the start of the green flag.
Yep, 18 spot. And I hope Grandma Vicky has some nails left, because her boy is up there right now, and he's driving that truck hard. Now, again, he's on 11. Everybody else from 13th down, brand new tires, and that's quite a group. Danny Ware is one of them. Colin Fambro, who was faster earlier, and again, this gives Eric Wineland a chance. Put the tires on, try to get to the front.
Garrett Grant in the 5 is the first car with fresh tires.
That's what I said.
So you said Danny Ware's name.
Josh.
But also put Tyler Hallman's name. About to go maybe here.
I've lost him.
Strategy. Let's see how it plays out. We got about 21 laps to go.
All right, let's see how this all shoots off. If now these guys get a good jump and get out there, maybe it's a different story. But you never know. Travis Beckner is down below. Cameron Hearn, the boys in the elite group, are on the outside. Travis has got to stay in that gap. Don't let them get together.
Slaughter pushing hard on the 28.
Pushing hard, yeah. And rightfully so, but there's no chance. There they are, hooked up again.
You see that Beckner just got the benefit of that push. He said, "Oh, I'm going to the high side. Thanks for everything. I'll see you later."
Yeah, I think he needs to get back up where he was running fast and get another shot at these guys. Cameron's truck was running a little different on this last set of tires that he picked up.
Yeah, and it's not over. These guys were on their last set. They knew they had a long run on their last set, and it was going to come down to tire management, even if it went green all the way. So, they may have saved their tires. Cameron may have not have been as hard as James Shane Wolf was. We saw James get out to 0.8 of a second lead. Yeah. These guys might have been saving, and they might be able to save it a little bit more, because it's going to take a laps for the guys with fresh tires to come up.
No doubt.
We'll keep an eye on those drivers. We talked about Garrett Grant, the first driver with tires. Jacob Bell, 77, the 5, sitting 9th and 10th.
Well, you can see Danny Ware out there on the outside running high, coming hot too. So, I mean, those guys, they're all going to be coming. Garrett Grant, I think, will be the one who knows how to use his tires in the long run, as Harold said at the beginning of it all. So you're going to start to see him coming up there now.
These guys are a little bit too spread out for my liking. You know, if I was one of these guys on old tires, I would want us to kind of link together, try and pull out as fast as we can just to kind of give us a little bit of separation. Because if you fight, like we were talking about early in the race, it's a lot easier for the guys who are fast to catch you.
Yep.
As you can see, Garrett Grant moving up into the 8th spot. I think we should keep an eye on him a little bit closer as we look at yeah, you see he's running the fastest lap of the race right there. He is
AJ's just pulled one. Wow. Now you got Giglio in it, Kaneda in it. Kaneda, we haven't talked about him all night. These guys are coming because they got the tires. Jacob Bell is now in the mix as well.
Caleb Steimer, 11th. You know, there's some drivers here that
they're the 5.
Yeah, he's a man on a mission right now, Garrett.
No doubt. Jacob Bell taking the Lolo route.
Garrett's eyes are just lighting up. You know, as a driver, if you heard Brad Slaughter come over the radio as a guy who had a set of tires and he's saying, "Hey, I have no tires left and I got to run 30 laps," you got fresh ones. You know, your eyes are just lighting up. This is
you're gripping in. Yeah, you're gripping the wheel a little harder, pushing down on that accelerator a little harder. It's time to go.
So Garrett Grant moving up all the way to P5.
Danny Ware coming with him in P6.
Gonna have 16 laps to go as they cross the stripe.
Oh,
Travis
Cameron
Becker
Hearn
with a huge block, getting blocked by that was Cameron Hearn and
Slaughter.
Brad Slaughter.
Yep. These guys up front are making it a lot easier, as you said, for the 5 and the 18 to come on up. Danny Ware taking the low road. Garrett Grant going to take the high road, and just see how it all plays out. But you can tell there is speed behind these top 4.
Garrett Grant and Danny Ware, not teammates. I thought they were teammates for a little bit. That's something to watch out too for a little bit here with these guys with the fresh tires moving up.
Their trucks
So it's going to be
similar.
Yeah, Garrett Grant's
is working together.
Yeah, Garrett Grant's with David Weishart Racing, and 18 is with the Elliott or Elwood, Designs.
Elwood, yeah.
This is going to be the big test because, you know, we have about 6 or 7 laps on these tires now.
But look at now, you got the 2 elite drivers, 1 and 2. 3 and 4 are both Elwood designs.
Yep.
Then JBR, and then a David Weishart, and then behind these guys is the 77 of Jacob Bell.
Another JBR, yeah. A lot of teammates up here. You see Jacob Bell diving down below Blake now in the 16. So Jacob Bell, this is a mess. Woo.
Yeah,
This is a mess.
This is a mess. 2 wide up front, 3 wide behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
turn!
Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Oh, man.
Shane Danny
and the
Ware.
And somehow Grant got around it, but I'm not so sure Grant didn't have a little help to do on that, help out on that situation as well. Brad Slaughter to the lead after all of that.
I guarantee he can't
No.
believe that there. Unbelievable.
Now, I know somebody's about to visit. I can feel it.
I don't know how much damage these drivers got because they did a pretty good job saving it after the spin, but that track position is going to be very, pretty detrimental to Danny Ware's night.
Well, the spin isn't going to help either. I don't assume.
Sounds like the Fox. It's in the 31.
But it looks like
I think the 31 was
looked
coming
like
up.
it looked like the 31 was coming up.
He's coming up. He swings back down, comes back up. Now the 5 moves over.
Yep.
But
5 moves over.
Yeah. I don't know that
He
James
knows
even
too,
knew he
though.
was there.
But that's
I don't know if he also knows too. The 5 tried to find a hole.
Yeah.
The 5 tried to find a hole and just
Yep.
like try to make
Well-
a different reaction, but didn't work out.
Yeah.
Well, again, the argument is, as Dom said, you get a lot of speed on that top side. James Shanewolf got way down low, which means he's not going to be running as fast as those other guys. So the 5's going to naturally have that faster speed.
So just coming over the admin tower, the 5 is getting the EOL.
Wow. Oh, I don't know. I can't argue with him, but I can if I
No.
wanted to.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
wow.
I don't know if
It's
I'm
tough.
allowed to say anything about that.
Well,
But,
we go by
I'll-
what the
no,
what the
if you
admin
noticed, by the
tower
way-
says. So
We do.
I'll-
We do. We do. We'll give the
I don't
admins
know
what
if
they
you
want.
noticed too, very carefully. If you notice, we're on lap 84 and 95. Those drivers that had one extra tire set, some of those guys are coming on down right now. That's actually really good call to do that. Actually, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. Jacob Bell's down there. Oh yeah.
Eric
it's go
Wineland.
time.
Martin Cochran.
Dylan, if you, I kind of want to hear from the 5 at Garrett Grant. 'Cause
I
he
would
was
love to
sitting
hear that.
P4, he got the EOL there. If you want to just hop down into
on
DWR and
Pit lane too.
see what their take on that is. But I mean, what else can you ask for, guys? I mean, got 10 laps to go here, a little bit of a shootout, and we're gonna see fresh tires and old tires, and might see some fireworks here, Ken and Harold.
It's funny you mentioned that, Dom. I think there's going to be just enough laps for those guys who are right now getting those fresh tires to really still make a push and make a run. Everybody else from, it looks like 15 from Shane Wolf up is all, I mean, it is what it is.
That
There's-
caution
Yeah.
did one thing, guys. There's
What's
no
that?
more teammates.
No, you're right. It did.
It's
It
not like
definitely.
it's like single cars all the way back.
I will say that last caution, it brings up that I think what happened, the 31, there hasn't been a lot of 3-wide racing, but you know what breeds 3-wide racing? Different tire strategies and 10 laps to go on a track that's hard to separate from. So
yeah.
see
Yeah.
a little bit more contact now with these drivers trying to push it. But Dylan, you're back in the booth from pit road. What do you got for us?
Well, I can tell you right off the bat, the 5 is heartbroken. I can tell by hearing it, but they're just gonna do what they can from here on out and hope for the best at this point in time because they are
Wow.
obviously not happy with that EOL there. Especially at this point in the race, I don't blame.
I'm gonna again. I'll keep my peace, like Dom said. I have a different opinion and a different viewpoint of that, but it is what it is. The truck's gonna dip off here, and we're gonna have Hearn on the outside and Slaughter on the inside, and 10 laps to 9 laps probably when they take the green to go.
So Harold, who is the what's the first truck that has taken the fresh tires on that last pit stop?
Jacob Bell in the 16th spot.
Okay, so that's the truck to watch out for. All the trucks behind Jacob.
Yeah, I can't
this
miss
is the
them right
strategy Dylan was talking about before. Dylan, this is it.
Yeah, I like the call that he's doing there. It's definitely gonna really come into fray, man, when that green flag drops.
Hear me on this. Garrett Grant is not out of this. He got a set of tires. So I don't care if he's 21st or 25th or whatever. There's 10 laps. That dude's probably going
Actually-
to go to the outside and take as much as he can.
I don't think Grant did come down. I think he dipped and touched the pit.
it
because
just
that's why he's
touched it. Okay.
That's why he's
Yeah,
only
I
0.2.
think he took his last set on the coach
Okay.
for this one.
It's
but
just
we are
showing one.
green.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
We are
Good
green
apron.
and Slaughter, Hearn, and Hartz lead them into turn 1. 10 laps to go here at Auto Club.
And if a caution does come out before the white flag, we will have one chance for green, white, checkered.
So the guys on old, fresh tires, they're going to be gaining the most, probably diving in harder on those corners. But that track position means a lot because if you have a confident truck on your outside, you're not going to be able to get up and get that run like you should be able to if you were single file.
Top
I'll
car
point
now
this
is
out, too.
Kaneda.
Yep. Right there in the 97. Now, my question to you, Dom, is with those fresher tires, does it make more sense to run as high as you can and get around them on the outside? Because on the inside, everybody else is just going to clog up, right?
Yeah, it really depends. I mean, you got to be super aggressive. So I think it's whatever the pack in front of you gives, whatever the drivers give to
Right
you, just
there.
take your punches. And you see it there. Jacob staying on the low side because he has to. So you don't have that many laps to let things kind of settle out and kind of patient. There's very limited amount of track to work with here with only 7-8 laps to go. So I think I would prefer the high line, but you got to take what you get.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say though, I'll tell you, all those drivers that went down pit road earlier on that got more fresh rubber, man, you gotta think what's going on to their minds, especially now that they got the opportunity to try to take as much as they can. But right now, 81 to Slaughter, man, he just continues.
67 to
there goes
42.
42.
42,
Cameron Hearn just went
67.
out. Yep.
It'll be
There
a
you
green,
have it,
white,
Bosh.
checkered here. So
Oh man.
I think we got enough laps, right? This will put us at lap 92.
I don't know. They want to. They want to
be an
cross.
official
I
green,
see
white.
what-
but
I
it'll
see
be-
what you're- I see what
it'll
you're
be
saying.
like a
Yes,
green,
you're-
white. But it won't be
you're
the
right.
official green, white, checker. But it will be it will be like one. But let's.
So this
but-
is-
yeah.
This is best case scenario if you're Brad Slaughter, because those 4 or 5 laps that we're now going to be pacing under, this at least gives you a chance to hold on. Because as we were talking in qualifying, it takes a little bit of time for these tires to actually heat up. So you're running your fast lap in qualifying on lap 2. I know in the next gen cars last night you were running your fast laps on laps 3 and 4. So
Man, the 42 gets a heck of a run. Tyler
But then he
Hallman,
slows up.
and he slows up right in front of Cameron, and then the 54 there of Colin Fambro, nowhere to go, and that basically just takes out. I mean, Cameron's pretty much, park it and this is, hey, what we talked about before. You were looking over the championships. Dom, this is perfect right here. This is why Cameron Hearn isn't locked in, isn't because stuff like this happens, and
yeah,
I
mean, with 40 trucks coming out every night, 40 plus trucks coming
Yep,
out every
it's
night,
hard.
you have to be consistent, and it forces you to not take those chances because at the end of the day, you are points racing. So,
yeah, I
you know,
agree.
if you have a lot, four races so far, not that Hearn got enough damage to park it for the night, but you're probably looking at 3 out of the 4 races finishing, 20th and over. It's going to put you in a position where you're going to have some consistent finishes down the stretch.
That was the
Yeah.
last thing needed, though. In all honesty.
But Brad Slaughter, this is lining up perfect for him. I think he may have enough distance and enough cars between him and I think who's the guy with the freshest tires now?
The
Giglio?
guy, yeah, he is in
Giglio.
10th. He's in 10th, and Kaneda right behind him in 11th. Those two guys are running on 7th, and then Jacob Bell down in 14th. So, yes, those two guys, I mean, if anybody's going to push, it's going to be them. But, wow. What a difference that makes. And I'm going to tell you what, go ahead and cue the beast, Harold.
But before we do this, as I love this graphic. I just want to note that the ad gave
I didn't hear what
EOL.
you said. What? Say that again. What?
Cameron EOL.
Cameron
Yeah,
Hearn,
no
EOL. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameron
Can we
Hearn.
cue the beast again? Because somebody sound like I was listening to Louis Armstrong before he played a trumpet solo.
All
right. Tonight's Sasquatch Award goes to, unfortunately, the 54 who was part of that, had nowhere to go, caught the front end. He was actually making a move. Colin Fambro, I know a couple people had some issues, but Colin Fambro gets the Sasquatch Award tonight. And, okay, Satchmo, you can go back to talking again.
Wow.
Well, are we going to talk
Wow.
we're going to talk about how we're looking to make the Sasquatch coin an NFT?
We should talk about that, but I don't think we're there yet. But that's a great idea. If anybody knows how to turn it into an NFT, make a little jingle-lingle on, we can mine those, right? I mean, it's got a hole in it, but who cares? It looks beautiful.
That's a bottle cap opener, man.
I was going to say I'll have my rig do 2 things. iRacing and mine Sasquatch coin.
There you go.
Oh man.
There you go. Mining the Sasquatch.
All right. So you got Hearts and Slaughter, followed
We
by
got about-
Bettner, AJ Roderick.
4 rows in between until we get to Giglio and was it Kaneda?
So they're
Kaneda,
big Giglio and Kaneda, but
And
I do
Bell.
want to point out. Let's point out 2 things here, though. 10 laps better on tires is 4th place AJ Roderick and 5th place Will Witt. Well, Witt just dropped below Paul Irvin. I don't know how, but anyways, AJ Roderick's got 10 laps fresher tires. That says a lot too on something this short of a shootout.
Yep.
You look at the 97 Charles Caneda trying to warm up those tires.
No, I would. Yeah.
Well, 4
But here
laps
we
to go
go.
as we go green.
All right, tighten up them belts in your buttocks and let's get it going. Green flag is waving, which means the dude's arm is swinging at 100 miles an hour. And again, Brad Slaughter, great jump. Ryan Hart's going to go into second, heading into the turn. And young Travis Beckner there in third place. AJ Roderick in fourth, being pushed up the hill there by Mr. Will Witt in the 53.
See in the back, Caneda going all the way down, trying to get a run, use those fresh tires to his advantage. These top three linking up, trying to get some separation. We're going to be coming to 3 laps to go outside of this turn 4.
Brad trying to break it. And, these guys are going to have to follow. If you want to get away, they're going to have to stay on him. But
Oh.
he doesn't want to. Ryan Hartz wants that lead, daggone it. He doesn't want to wait around, it looks like.
We got 3 wide all the way in the back, 8th to 12th place. Everybody fighting for spots, trying to get a run.
Jacob Bell in his own lane. Every time you see somebody drop down low, I get worried that they're going to come back up and take out half the field.
Caneda's
I
up
don't know,
to
Mick.
7th place.
Giglio's
Giglio's
fifth.
flying up through the field, man. Look at
Yep.
him go. I don't know if it'll be enough. I think we got a battle for the lead ensuing. Yes, we
Yep.
do.
AJ's going to dive down on Beckner, and Hartz is diving down on Slaughter. Slaughter is on the outside, which means they'll have a little momentum, but Hartz is really sticking with him right now coming out of that flat turn.
Oh, man, if Giglio probably had about another lap, man. He'd probably be up there with that leaders, man, battling for that win. But they keep battling right now. I don't know, man.
He's coming.
This is a big
He's
turn
flying.
for Giglio here.
Yeah, he's coming. He's absolutely
He is
coming.
on the charge. Look at him go.
If
White
he can
flag
clear
in the
Beckner,
air.
he can't.
I don't think he's going to clear Beckner. Beckner did a
I
smart
know, man.
job.
Trapped back
That was
there, but
smart.
Ryan Hart's leading him to the line. White flag.
That was a smart move by Beckner.
Look at Giglio. He's actually trying to get him out of the way there.
Beckner getting some push. He's going to try to stick it in there where it doesn't belong, but that's okay. Get up there. Go on, boy. Get up there.
Giglio's clearing Beckner on the outside. He's going to have a big straightaway. Let's see if he can link up with Brad Slaughter.
Oh, man.
AJ's just trying to find a place
Oh,
to go.
Giglio's trying to outlow 3 wide.
Nah,
Look at him forcing him.
Nah, he's going to block him coming around. Here they go, coming off
Look
that.
at Giglio.
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 Hartz goes into the wall, takes out Slaughter. Giglio takes the lead. AJ Roderick on the inside, pushing on Beckner.
Battle for second, but Giglio's got it, man.
How about that? How about that?
Wow.
AJ
Unbelievable.
Wow.
I said, I don't know if he was going to get him, but, man, he was on the charge really, really quick, man. Holy cow.
Blake Giglio, AJ Roderick, and Travis Beckner, Paul Irvin, and Jeremy Horn, unofficial top 5.
How about that?
Here
Wow.
you go, Blake Giglio bringing it home. Number 16. He took the fresh tires. He was charging, took it way down low, taking
He
it
sure
3
did.
wide, and he takes it all
Yeah.
the way to victory lane.
Hey, we
I'm
get to
telling you,
talk.
man.
We get to talk to our boy AJ. That boy's gonna be so happy there'll be baby oil everywhere.
I'll tell you what, though, man. If we get a look at the replay of that little, like, block towards the end, he was all the way down to the back straight apron, man. And, I mean, I don't know how he managed to hang on before turn 3. And
Yeah,
How
'cause-
close
man.
was second and third, Harold? How close were they at the
Oh,
line?
very close. We'll have to.
Yeah,
pull
very.
that. I'm trying to get everybody up first, and then we'll go back and check some of this stuff out. So
So I'm not sure. I don't know if Slaughter didn't wreck there or get wrecked. I don't know if Giglio had enough run on the low line to be able
Yeah.
to beat them. I think that's really what did it. I don't know if Giglio had enough momentum coming out of that low line.
I would have liked to have
will-
seen that play out too, Dom. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm with you, but I tell you what, I think he would have put it wherever he had to in order to get there, and it just worked out that in that case, the 3 washers up takes out Slaughter, and Giglio is there to just, come on in. And it was a good move.
All right, we'll try to see if I can get back to this one lap here, back it up here in the final, run it back through here the final lap while we try to see if they can show up for us. So we'll be riding on with Giglio and trying to see if Blake will actually jump into Discord because I have not seen him yet. So there he is. Yeah, okay, so we got everybody in here. Going to run through this last lap, back stretch here. Giglio and Beckner battling. Beckner blocks out.
Yeah, Beckner also blinked right there too, but man, whew.
But look, this right here is you're talking about. The 3 takes him all the way down to the apron.
Well, he has to. I mean, he has to push him, but that puts him too loose.
And this too.
Yep.
It would have been a drag race.
It'd have been a drag race. Yep, it'd have been a 3-wide drag race. I don't know. Now that I watched that, Dom, I'm gonna tell you what. He might have still gotten him. He just had that much power.
The only thing is, the 3 of Hearts probably got a little scared of how fast he had. He probably got the gas a little too quick and just slid up into Slaughter there. But
that's possible.
We have Blake Giglio joining us up in the booth.
We got him?
I'm moving him right now.
Not yet.
All right, my bad.
Blake,
No,
good, Dom.
Oh,
Blake, this is
we got AJ.
Al, Ken, and Dylan in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. I mean, my night's probably not as good as your night. Take me through that last 10 laps there. You were one of the guys who saved tires. Talk to me a little bit about the tire strategy before we get into that last lap.
Yeah, man, I knew that we didn't really do that much on the set that I was on, so I was like, if I save one for later, it can only help, So we did that instead of taking tires, and it ended up working off. It was we needed some luck to get that one, but we definitely got it.
And now, Blake, I think Ken or Dylan, if you want to talk about the last lap, I think that's what the people want to know about.
Well, first off, I just want to ask Blake real quick, how many laps did you think you led that whole race?
Probably like 2, 3, maybe 2 or 3.
3 laps. 3 laps is all you led. That's it.
Oh,
you still managed to win.
Hey,
listen,
the last
dude,
one is the only
you
one
know
that
which one he
matters.
led? He led the one that has a checkered flag to it. That's what Blake. That'd be my answer. Say I led the one with the checkered flag. That's the one I led.
We did kind of back into that one though.
I did want to ask this question though. You were probably one of the few drivers that took that strategy really well. You and the 77 were the ones that really were kept an eye on during that whole strategy call. What made you think that was the right idea to really save the tires that much towards the end in that type of way?
I think the tires are probably the most important part of the race. We got earlier in the run it was like 10 laps and we got blown away by fresh tires. So I was kind of like, okay, this could work. And I saved the set, and we had just enough time, 1 corner actually, or 2 corners, and that's just enough time to get by them both here. And by not making contact, that definitely made our job a lot easier there on the bottom.
Like last question before we let you go.
I didn't get to talk to the boy.
How about say it? Ken didn't say a word there. Come
Man.
Ken,
Go ahead, Dom. Go ahead, Dom.
Ken.
Dom, I am going to talk to AJ Roderick. Trust me. Go ahead.
Okay. Blake, take me through that last backstretch. You talked about the last 2 turns there. You dive low. Was your preferred line with the fresh tires to be on the high side or the low side? And our question was watching that replay, if Hearts and Slaughter above you didn't wreck, do you think you had enough speed on exit out of 4 on the fresh tires to be able to beat them in a drag race on the front stretch?
Yeah, coming out of 2 there, I had a run. It was pretty good, and I saw them 2 side drafting each other, and I went to the bottom. I think it was a 3 truck came down and blocked it. It was a good block. I knew I couldn't lift. I couldn't really put myself there to lift, so I kept it on the bottom. I didn't touch him, I don't think, so I don't really think the wreck was my fault. I don't know if it was or not.
You did not touch him.
All right, So wreck wasn't on me, so that's good. And when they made contact there, I knew that basically I just got to watch my mirror for the run behind me, and I don't really know how good of a run off I would have had or they would have had, so I guess we'll never know. Just happy we can get one.
Anybody want to thank Blake and whoever helped get it done in that 16 Toyota Tundra?
Yeah, we got CDC Racing on there, Low Drag Sports, Premier Racing Setups. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting. Shout out to area as a whole. I got a lot of great leagues here. And shout out to everyone, racing tonight. It was a lot of fun.
All right.
All right.
We're going to let Blake Giglio get back to victory lane and celebration tonight. We'll see him next week. And we'll get with now the first time I believe we'll get AJ up here.
Yep.
There we go. We'll put him right there. This is how close it was, Ken. You want to see how close it was?
Wow.
Wait. We got to back it up one. But that was after the fact, so it was right.
back.
I was trying to get you.
I got it.
What's it
I
here?
can see. Yeah, about a quarter of a truck right there.
Yeah, they had a close battle, but 6 got it.
Man, he's leaning too.
There.
Wow.
Put him right there for you.
Get my brother from another mother up here. Come on.
All right, AJ Roderick, the 56, edging out Mr. Vector for the second spot tonight.
Hey, my brother from another mother. We finally get to talk. AJ Roderick in the house. Baby oiled up. You're slapping the bottles together. The oil's going everywhere, my friend. Talk to me tonight, son.
Man, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to reuse that seat ever again because it is a flip and slide.
Yeah, baby. How do you feel? I mean, that was a heck of a run. And you had, let's see, you had 10, you were 22. And I did say this, you had 10 laps fresher tires than Slaughter and the 3 truck. Did that make the difference ultimately? I mean, it looked like you had to dice and dive for a lot of things.
It definitely helped trying to get through the field because I think when I pitted for tires, I restarted around 20th, and I was pretty nervous about overworking the tires at the beginning of that run and not having anything left at the end because I think we still had like 30 laps to go. But it definitely made a big difference at the last couple laps there because I was able to roll off the corner a lot better than they were. I just first lap after a restart, I just wasn't quite as quick as they were.
I got a couple other boys in the booth. Probably want to talk to you, my friend. Let them have a little bit. Go ahead, boys.
Good. Dom, you first.
Well, AJ, take me through that last lap. A lot of mayhem in front of you. Were you, and especially that last battle with Beckner, kind of take me through that last turns 3 and 4 because that seemed to be just a lot of action and a lot of bumping and grinding and everyone kind of spinning out. Just kind of talk us through that.
Well, it actually started early in the back straightaway coming off of 2. I had a pretty good run, and I was hoping to get to the outside of Beckner, and luckily I didn't because once I saw the 16 go down to the bottom, I kind of knew where the trucks were going to go from there. So I knew if I backed off a little bit and got back to gas early, I'd have a huge run coming off the corner, and it worked because a couple guys went up the racetrack and I was able to get underneath Beckner there at the end and drag race him to the line, but I had the momentum, so it worked out.
All right, Dylan, what do you got for him?
AJ, first off, I got to say that second place definitely must have felt really good though, but despite wanting to win, I mean, it's like they say last lap, you got to be ready for anything that's out there. What was your whole mindset during this whole race outside of just trying to get a good run overall? I know you just had to get through all the carnage and mayhem and everything along the way as a whole, too.
Well, the first 3 races of the year have not gone well. I think we have been multiple laps down because of accidents in the first 3 races. So really coming into this race, all I wanted to do was finish. Didn't expect to finish second, but all I wanted to do was finish. And I had a lot of scary moments where people were wrecking in front of me, and I don't know how I avoided it.
Hey, small consolation for the second place finish, though. So, hey, you take what you get, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Truck looks good, by the way. No markings. I mean, it looks fantastic.
Well, that's because you're not looking at the right side of it. I think I smacked the wall a couple times on my own.
Take it and go, man. Take it and go.
I mean, but the truck's always going to look good when you've got Elwood Designs making
there
all your
you
paint
go.
schemes.
There you go. Get the boss in there. Go ahead and shout out to everybody else.
I guess I have to shout out to my teammates, Brad, Danny, and Eric tonight. They really come a long way to help me get where I'm at. Like to thank our sponsors of Reaper Speed Labs, Rhino USA, and of course myself, Roderick Racing Development.
All right, brother.
This dude's awesome. He has to represent himself. He can't.
Absolutely. I had
Absolutely.
enough of sponsoring everybody else that I was like, I got to get in the action this year.
There you go, man.
The right priority.
Well, it's good to talk to you finally, my friend. And
I know.
hopefully it'll be many times more.
I just hope this is a good sign because I've got our real race season starting this weekend here. I'm hoping this is the momentum I need to carry into the weekend for sure.
All right, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, going to drop in now with Travis Beckner. So we'll switch our gears here and move up with Travis Beckner. Travis Beckner, you're in the booth with Harold Cushy, Dom DeLeo, and Dylan Young. You guys are side by side with Rodgers. I'm about to change the camera angle so we could better see that truck. Man, they're actually together. You guys were spinning off.
Yeah,
you guys actually gotten together and spun off. There you go. There we go.
Got the good side.
Actually, it looks pretty darn clean compared to everybody else on that right side.
Oh, man.
Hey, Travis, this is Dom. Congrats on the podium. Take me through kind of that last restart. Did you know guys behind you were on fresher tires, and how did that affect your running style that last 10 laps, 5 laps?
Yeah, I knew that there was some guys behind me on fresher tires, but I had no idea they were so close. I thought they were further back in the pack, so I was like, all right, well, just hope these two wreck up here, which they did, but guy with fresh tires still got the win.
Yeah, Travis, I remember I got to see you a couple races ago at Phoenix and had a really good race overall, won that race, and then here you are at Auto Club and definitely had a really good finish with a 3rd place overall. I know, obviously, you had your ups and downs throughout this race as a whole, but you got 3rd place. I don't think you really can complain too much after everything that went on by, but, I mean, how crazy was the tire strategy coming into this race as a whole when you were coming in here once the green flag dropped?
We were hoping that it would go green all the way to the finish because that would have helped me out a lot. But we didn't go green all the way to the finish. We had a few yellows here and there, but not too many yellows. Racing was fun.
A few?
just a few.
Just a few. By the way, Grandma Vicky does not have any nails, so you owe her a trip to the nail salon. Make sure you take care of her when you get a chance, okay? And
Okay.
And of course, you know the whole fan club was there. But one thing I noticed last quarter of the race, Travis, you seemed to work your way back up. Looked like you had a really strong truck. The longer the race went, again, you used a little bit of strategy, but you were pretty much on 32 versus the other guys. AJ was 10 laps better than, and Blake, of course, 20 laps better. But even so, man, you ran up there with the big boys and Cameron Hearn and those guys. Take me through just the last quarter. What was going well with your truck? I noticed more than anything you were running that higher line than everybody else. Is that the key, or was there something else going on with the truck?
I just went around exploring, seeing what lane was faster, and went up on the high line for a few laps, and it turned out it was a lot faster than what everybody thought. So I just ripped it up there on the high line, and it stuck. So.
Oh, man. Well, I don't blame you. You brought excitement. You brought a great finish at the end there next to AJ. I know you want to shout out to the family, but who else you want to shout out to?
Oh, yeah, of course, my family. Blitzo Marine Services, General Elevator Solutions, Elite Entertainment, Gaming, Adam Caps, everybody on that team. CNC Login for sponsoring the series. Y'all taking y'all's time out of the day to come on out here and broadcast this race. Hope it was a good one for y'all. And yeah, of course, I gotta thank T-Mobile and Cricket for Hotspot. Should be getting internet soon, but don't know yet.
That a boy.
All
All
right.
right. Well, great
Moving
job.
on to next week.
Yep.
I just can't wait for them road courses. I can't wait for them.
All right.
But yeah, got the EOL last week at Bristol, so got my 2nd place taken away from me, but I came back, got 3rd.
Yeah, I'll still hold my comments to that, but yeah, you should have been 2nd. I'm just gonna say that out loud. But appreciate you coming on with us, Travis, and we look forward to talking to you a whole lot more the rest of the season.
Heading on to Dover next week, so we'll see you there.
Home track.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get into some of this other stuff we have to get to before we get out of here. So, race recap. Blake Giglio, the winner, 3 laps led. 7 cautions for 21 laps. 42 drivers took the green flag. AJ Roderick, the fastest truck, 41 253. And our results.
So Blake Giglio, as we said, winning. CJ second.
Down with you.
Travis Beckner, 28. He finished third. Paul Irvin, Jeremy Horn, your top 5. Tyler Hallman, Danny Ware finishing 7th. Sean Mitchell finishing 8th. Jacob Bell, number 77, finishing 9th. And then Gary Grant was able to come back after that EOL and get a top 10.
You know, if you didn't want me to talk, all you had to do is just tell me you didn't want me to talk. Number 11.
I don't know how you got moved down there, to be honest.
You weren't in the booth.
Of course I wasn't in the booth because I got dropped.
Somebody moved you.
11th, Matt Cochran, Adam Capson, 12th, Dean Gagliano in 13th, Shane Wolf ends up in 14th, Litzenberger 15th, Justin Anasogok in 16th, Will Witt 17th, Colin Willems in 18th, Colin Fambro in 19th, and Caleb Steimer finishes out in 20. Dylan, you with us?
Yes, I am. Let's take a look through 21st through 30th. We got Charles Canada, Cameron Hearn, Jordan Martin, Ryan Hertz, and Eric Weinle completing that top 25. And then Brad Slaughter, Christopher Buds, Hunter Collier, Nick Trader, and Michael Christopher completing that top 30. You got to feel bad for Slaughter on that last lap shenanigans there.
Here's the Carnage guys here, 40 laps behind. Bobby Tinch, 31st. Zach Swicegood, 32nd. Pierce Maffitt, 33rd. Logan Hartman, 34th. Ryan Swan, 35th. Jim Coey, 36th. Rick Christensen, 37th. Quentin Newton, 38th. Vern Hawkins, 39th. And Jeff DeLong bringing home a top 40.
And then Cody Moore and Curtis Vollmer finishing out of the entire race there. Wow, Harold, you did say you had a mute button. I guess you figured out how to use that on me.
I guess somebody else moved somebody, and then I grabbed you by accident. I don't know. But hey, moving people around. I just looked down. I'm like, wait, how did he go to the staging area?
It's cool.
So somebody kicked Ken to the green rooms.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. So,
Well, guys, it's been fun. Thanks again for having me in the booth. Always fun here at One to Go Studios, and just always fun with you guys up in the booth, Ken, Dylan, Harold, and looking forward to racing at Dover next week.
yeah, man, Dom, thanks so much.
Heading out to Dover next week with the Truck Series. We got one more race here at Auto Club on Thursday night. So we take that Wednesday night break. And if you want something to do, you can check out Stepping Stones DE on Facebook. See there, Ken, I'll kick one for you. And then you can see me and Ken both. You'll see Ken live because I don't normally put the camera on myself on Wednesday night, but mainly Ken is the MC, so it's mainly his thing. So, what if you got something else to do? Check us out there, Stepping Stones DE on Facebook. If not, you can come back see us in areaiRacing.com. Check out the shop. We'll see you guys on Thursday night when the Xfinity Series takes on the wide open 2-mile track that is Auto Club to see what they can put on the show. And then next week we go to the Dover, to the Monster Mile, the home track of Cushy and Harold. And we'll actually be there at the event on the weekend that the NASCAR guys are here. But until then, guys, Dylan, Dom, and Ken, thanks for showing up with us tonight. Until then, I'll see you guys all at the next turn.
What an exciting race brought to you by One to Go Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's one to go. Thank you to all our sponsors, drivers, and viewers. We'll see you at the next turn.